2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
Hi everyone, my name is Jackson Webster and I'm a senior at Arizona State University's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. This semester I will be joining Varsity Sports Show as a social media manager. I'm excited to promote and make engaging and informative content this semester.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. I love sports and fell in love with sports broadcasting back in high school. I can't wait to bring you my unique perspective because I am on the autism spectrum and sometimes I view things a little differently.
My name is Kyle Krikorian and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
What's inside you? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it knowledge of the game? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper, running faster, and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center trains the athlete in all of us with technology, techniques, and hands-on experience customized to you. See what you're capable of by unlocking the greatness inside of you.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
Hi everyone, my name is Jackson Webster and I'm a senior at Arizona State University's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. This semester I will be joining Varsity Sports Show as a social media manager. I'm excited to promote and make engaging and informative content this semester.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. I love sports and fell in love with sports broadcasting back in high school. I can't wait to bring you my unique perspective because I am on the autism spectrum and sometimes I view things a little differently.
That time of the week, Saguaro Sabercat football returns to South Scottsdale on the Varsity Sports Show Network. Ryan Saguaro, Tanner Tortorella here tonight for what is undoubtedly the biggest game on Sabercat scheduling and maybe the biggest game in the state all year long, a rematch of last year's Open 8 title game. It's the Sabercats and the Basha Bears. Cats at home tonight, Tanner.
And you can feel it too. The emotion is high from both sidelines, obviously with Basha coming off a loss, so they're motivated. And obviously after the loss in the state championship, Saguaro is ready for a win back.
Bears took a loss on the week ago to Highland. They get a chance to bounce back. They are the defending state champions for Saguaro, led by Mason Bray, 2-0. The offense has looked really fun so far.
Yeah, and I talked to Coach Hill before the game, and he was talking about how, there's been a nice balance with the run game last week, and then also the passing game in week 1 looked really well. And, Mason Bray's been the leader, and, and he feels like he's going to be needed in this game.
And for a Basha team, 1-1, they lost last week to Highland, like we said. Damon Williams, he's the guy. It's all about stop 9 tonight for Saguaro.
Yeah, and Coach Hill said, he acknowledged that, Damon Williams is the problem and that they will have to handle him, but they have the problem of their own and Mason Bray. And, Damon Williams has been sensational this year. He's responsible for 76% of all of Basha's yards this year. So, obviously, he's going to be a big part of that offense.
Big threat, the Arizona commit for Saguaro. That defense has been hit or miss at times this year. Also the big thing for the Cats, penalty yards. 154 of them last week in their win. They've got a couple of guys suspended for the first half today. They've got to overcome that here tonight.
Yeah, the penalties were ridiculous. 154 yards. If you ask Coach Hill about that, probably would have an aneurysm. Obviously, they want this week because, that will obviously against a talented Basha team, old state champions, it's going to be hard for them to handle that.
Number 5, Saguaro. Number 4, Basha. Next on the Varsity Sports Show.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners.
Back in on the campus of Saguaro High School in South Scottsdale, Arizona for number 4 Basha, 1-1 on the season, and number 5 Saguaro, 2-0 this year. It is a 6A bout, a rematch of last year's Open 8 Arizona title game. The two teams might be the two best in the state again this year. That will be found out later in the year, but for now it's two teams with a lot to prove. Basha coming off a loss, Saguaro playing a little subpar opposition so far.
Yeah, it's no secret that Saguaro has been playing weak competition the first 2 weeks. They have high aspirations, exceptionally with Coach Zach Hill. So obviously, Basha's going to be a great first test for them. Talking to Coach Hill before the game, he obviously said there's going to be a high offensive power between two great teams, so it should be a good one.
And for the Cats, right, you talk about that less than ideal opponents they've played so far. ALA Queen Creek, who's a good football team, and Mountain View, who should be a 6A playoff team again, but nothing the likes of Basha. Do you expect Saguaro to kind of bring out the offense in full today?
The offense has actually been one of the things that have been impressive for the first 2 weeks. Obviously putting up 40 points in each past games. I'm more worried about how the defense is going to hold up. Obviously, this Basha is going to be easily the best offensive team that they're going to play this week or this year so far. So I'm really looking into the defense, but also keeping it clean. Obviously, 154 penalties yards last week. Cannot happen again this week.
Yeah, that penalty stuff will be something Zach Hill is trying to eliminate this week for his team. They had 5 guys tossed in the prior game against Mountain View. The expectation is those 5 will be eligible tonight to play in the second half, as we haven't gotten through the coin toss here yet at Scottsdale Saguaro High School. For Saguaro, we've talked a ton about Mason Bray, but really coming into the season, everybody circled number 3, the running back, Jaden Matthews, a Georgia Tech commit, as a guy who can be really special and lead this team to the promised land this year, but he's not been that so far.
Yeah, well, you saw glimpses of that last week. Obviously, he had over 100 rushing yards. So, obviously, he's going to be a huge part with this week against Basha, Mason Bray and Matthews are going to be huge 1-2 punch. And Zach Hill talked about that, how he wants to keep that balance going, keep the defense on their toes.
As we see the captains walk out for both teams, Saguaro led by Mason Bray, Omar Lazcano, Trey Morrison, and Owen Pimbert. Basha charge out with their captains, Miles Lockhart, of course the quarterback, Damon Williams, big offensive lineman, Brody Jones, who will also play on the defensive front, and a very, very talented number 33, Jack Blyer, who is on his way to the Division I level. He's a linebacker, makes a ton of tackles. It's a Basha team that lost last week. Kind of surprisingly, lost to Highland 22-21. They got handled on both lines of scrimmage. They are really big on the offense and defensive line, but really young.
Yeah, it's about really last week they lost because, Highland really had the time of possession. They were really holding the ball. And, it's really hard to really put your imprint and get in the groove when you have to wait 10 minutes on the offensive end to get, out back on the field and all that. And sometimes with those young guys like you talked about in the secondary and in the defense, it's going to be hard to get back in their groove when, not like an experienced guy that knows the drill and knows how to, get amped in any second.
Both teams meet at midfield. It's a busy night at Saguaro. 3 different broadcasts going on. They're on cable news and cable network tonight with Your View. We've got radio broadcast over on the other end of the Saguaro home sidelines. Lots of traffic for what is the game of the week here in this state. One of the 10 or 15 games of the week in the country. It's going to be a lot of fun as Saguaro will get set and get going. Cats will receive to open this one up. Saguaro in all black, Basha all white, the B on their helmet. The Cats rocking with the Sabercat on the chrome domes. And Timothy Tynan will kick it away, the senior for Basha. MC Dickerson, Jaden Matthews back to receive for the Cats. Let's play football on Friday night as a dribbler rolls into the hands of Matthews. Catches it at his own 2, and Jaden will rush forward full head of steam. Matthews breaks a couple down at the 38. And a perfect start for Saguaro. Great field position to open this one up for the quarterback, Mason Bray.
And you saw that speed from Matthews. Just 0 to 60 in 2.2 seconds. Went from the end zone to the 40 super quickly, and that's something that they're going to use during the offenses today.
And so for Mason Bray and for Zach Hill, the offense expected to open wide up here tonight. Bray 7 touchdowns, 1 interception, 1 fumble on the season. Just shy of 560 yards passing this year for the senior who has sat and waited for a night like this, a game against a big-time opponent. This is the rematch. Saguaro out for revenge. They spot Matthews' return at the 41. They run a pop pass to open it up to Jacoby Spence. He's got a hole, and he ran into his own man. Just shy of the first down marker. Maybe they move it forward. We'll see. And they will move the chains. Jacoby Spence on a little pop pass out on the end. He ran into Jaden Matthews, who was his blocker in front. Yeah,
and expect a lot of that. A lot of quick motion, a lot of quick throws, a lot of kick handoffs. Saguaro likes to get out in movement really quickly, especially at the start of the game.
They love to get the ball out of Bray's hands as quickly as possible. More motion as Bray goes in and out. It's a backwards pass, and they had nowhere to go. They get it out to Jaden Matthews now. That was Mason Whitaker, and Basha was all over it, as Matthews might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage.
Try to catch Basha, on their heels, but obviously not ideally what they want from Zach Hill.
Tackle from Sam Roloff, the defensive end, who got boundary to boundary pretty quickly. Already 2 fun plays in the script. They give him a yard at 2nd and 9 for Bray. Motion from Spence. They'll run a lot of movement, and they hand it off to Matthews, who can't break free of a tackle and is wrapped down at the Basha 44. It looked like Miles Lockhart was in there to make the play.
Yeah, we were talking about this before game, Ryan, how they do a lot of motion, try to get the defense confused, and obviously against a more inexperienced Basha team, a lot of new players, it's going to be a smart move, smart game plan.
3rd and 5. First test of the day for Bray against his first test of the season, and they read off a bit of pressure from Saguaro. Eli Kramer-Cronin was crashing in. Matthews moves to the right. Now they switch sides. Bray has time, unloads out into the flat towards Mason Whitaker. He held on to it right at the first down marker. Do they give it to him? And they will, so a first down for Saguaro on 3rd and 5.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot through the first few weeks. Saguaro and Mason Bray love the out route, love the quick out 5 yards out to the sideline, and it turned out perfectly there, get the first down.
So far, they're moving the ball pretty well. Mason Bray seems quite comfortable.
Yeah, in these big games, you love to see your starting quarterback look solid, and Mason Bray has definitely done that so far.
Reset the downs on the 38. Bray has it, hands off to Matthews. He's swallowed behind the line of scrimmage, but does well to slither through and fight for a pair. Matthews looked like he was met immediately. It was Kramer-Cronin again and roll off. So both those guys active, but a gain of 2 or 3, and they'll give him 3. As Jaden Matthews will set up 2nd and 7.
Standing on the sideline, those D linemen for Basha are massive. They are huge. So obviously it's going to be a tough game for Matthews to, try to get in between those guys.
Young and big. That's how Saguaro game planned Basha this week. Motion from Whitaker. Bray will fake the handoff on play action and roll to his right. Mason Bray trying to unload the legs, and he scrambles. Should be a yard or 2 shy of the first down, but they will mark him at the 30, set up 3rd and 2. That's Mason Bray using Plan B.
Plan B, yeah, using his feet, using them. We talked a lot about Damon Williams and his legs, but Mason Bray himself, has really good mobility at the quarterback position.
And really for the first time this drive, Saguaro will slow it down. They've been quick, and they've established the line of scrimmage so far on drive number 1.
Yeah, for offense, you always want to play your pace. So you always want to keep them on the heels, but, you don't want to play yourself out of a quick 3 and out.
2nd, 3rd down of the drive for Bray. 3rd and 2. Matthews is the tailback. Bray will throw. He's got a good block. It's a slant, and Whitaker held on for another first down. So that's 2 for 2 on 3rd down for Bray.
That was a picture perfect. Rinaldi went on a streak down the sideline, and Whitaker went on a slant, got the space for the catch.
I think they called a hold, though, on Saguaro, so they'll go backwards.
Uh-oh. Zach Hill's not going to like that. Obviously, a huge penalty problem last week, and, again, showing it this week.
154 penalty yards for Saguaro a week ago in the 44-20 win over Mountain View. That's a 10-yard drop back, and it'll set up 3rd and 12 after they convert on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, you can't have that, obviously, especially on a 3rd down. You're basically just shooting yourself in the foot, and you can't do that, especially with an opponent as good as Basha.
Got to get to the 28-yard line. Bray has it. Has time to step up and evade, and then he's rushed on in. Jack Blyer, the middle linebacker, collapsed on him.
Bray had enough time, but, the secondary for Basha was really covering up those Sabercat wide receivers, and just not enough time, enough space.
And they went from converting a 3rd and 2 to having to come out with a punt formation. This is James Hall, the punter. It's a low snap, and Hall has time to boom it away. He's really good at what he does. Great blockers for Basha. DeShiel Blake couldn't go anywhere, and Saguaro does a great job on the punt pursuit. They will still be disappointed with that opening drive, walking away with nothing.
Even if you don't get the 3rd down, in that position, 3rd and 2, you can maybe perhaps kick the field goal. Get some points on the board early, get that lead, get some momentum, but obviously that holding penalty is going to kill them.
3rd and 2 from the 30 would have been a 47-yard field goal, so right on the edge of what Saguaro are usually able to do on the special teams side of things.
But even then, 4th and 2, Zach Hill's very aggressive, especially with a big game atmosphere, you might as well go for it.
And now comes Damon Williams' hour. Star quarterback, Arizona commit. Was committed to play for Ole Miss. He starts on his own 15-yard line. His first snap from the gun. He's got great blocking in front, but now late pursuit from Garrett Martin. He gives a little ball into the boundary area. It's caught and claimed by Deron Dodd for a gain of maybe 3 or 4.
That was a good preview about, his speed and his ability to escape the pocket right there. Even though it was a short gain, obviously just preview of the danger that he can bring for this Sabercat defense.
So they give him 2, so it's 2nd and 8. Williams, an all-Arizona quarterback. Didn't have a great time in the state championship game in the air a year ago, but was wonderful on the ground as they will run play action for him, a read option. He gets out into the open field, makes a couple, hit the floor. Williams, dazzling. He's got blockers. Here goes Damon Williams, who steps out of bounds at the 40.
We talked about it all game so far. Damon Williams and his speed and his quickness is just almost unstoppable. Reminds me of, Lamar Jackson, Justin Field. That speed is going to be killer if you're the Sabercats all game.
A 43-yard run. And Damon Williams takes off, shows you why he's a 4-star, one of the best quarterbacks this state has ever seen. He was kept very quiet a week ago against Highland, and that was really why the Hawks were able to pull off the upset.
Only 104 passing yards. He really had to do it on his feet, and it just wasn't enough last week.
So after the big gain, Williams goes empty in the backfield. Lots of options. He unloads on a screen, and Deron Dodd dropped it.
Yeah, it looked like Sabercats had that read out, so it was honestly kind of good that he dropped it. Could have been a big hit. You let, Damon Williams go on that big run, so now it's time to respond. And so far, good first play, but we got to see if they can actually respond. Maybe bring him back, still survive this drive.
When two offenses are as good as the two we're going to see tonight, maybe for the defense, it's bend, don't break.
I know, we don't talk a lot about the defense, obviously, with these two teams, but, they've honestly showcased that, we should maybe talk about them more because, they have the potential, they have the guys, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Second and long for the Bears. Chandler, and Williams, a quarterback keeper, has a big hole and rides some blockers, probably just shy of the first down marker. They'll mark him down at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, I'm noticing a lot of man coverage from the Sabercats. It's kind of easy. The good blockers from the wide receivers are going to be easy to get that outside because he has the speed to beat off the D-line and get for an easy space near the sideline and almost a first down.
3rd and 2, first third down of the day for Basha. And even though we've seen the legs a couple times on this drive, this is where the athleticism of Williams can really shine through on these third and very manageables. He gets the snap, he's going to throw, he's got plenty of time, he's going to unload and drop the shoulder. Tug his way forward for a first down and more, marked down at the 32. And that moves the chains for the Bears.
Sometimes it's just that easy. He's able to read the pocket so well that, when the D-line is able to spread left and right, that it leaves it wide open. He's going to take advantage of that every single time.
And that first step is electrifying.
It's unbeatable. It's like you're not going to win a foot race with him, so you always have to try to angle yourself right, always try to stay in front of him.
He is the Bears' leading rusher on the season, came in 197 yards. He's over 250 now on the year. Haven't seen anybody but him so far. Williams, lots of time. He will chug and run again. And he's tripped up right down at the first down marker again. And I think our officiating crew is going to give him a yard shy of the marker.
Yeah, it looked like the Sabercats were back in the zone near the first down line. So obviously they want to protect, not them getting the first down, but obviously again he's showcasing his feet again, almost getting the first down again. And like you talked about, short and manageable. This is where he really gets to be explosive here.
Young Basha offensive line doing okay so far?
Yeah, it's just you can do what you want, but obviously Williams is making them look better, obviously with his elusiveness. But, they've held up so far. Obviously, we got to wait till the fourth quarter, when that exhaustion's hitting them.
First drive of the day for Basha, 2nd and 1. A little over halfway through. He dumps one off for Noah Roberts, and the tailback just carrying a couple inside the 5.
That's just a smart play by Williams. And just get the easy route, and you're not waiting for, your second or third read. You have the wheel route on the left side of the field wide open. You need a first down, just go for it. Quick throw down to the wheel route, and he was able to drag a couple Sabercat defenders inside the 5, I believe.
Noah Roberts is 14.
He's 14. He's stronger than I was at 14, I will say that at least.
He's going to be really good. First and goal for Basha on their first drive of the game. Trying to punch one in and get an early lead on the road. Bounce back after their loss a week ago. Williams in an empty. Flushed out immediately, evades a couple. Williams back in the end zone. Waiting for a signal touchdown, Basha. And for the first time since the first half against Highland, the Bears slide in for 6.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This is, I guess, Saguaro's largest deficit. They're not usually known for getting a team, get down early so far this season. It's going to be interesting to see how they respond. But again, Williams on that touchdown route was showcasing what we've been saying so far, using his feet, getting past the initial pressure, stepping up in the pocket, and finding an open man at the back of the end zone.
Tynan on to kick the extra point. Up and true. 7-0 Basha. A little under 7 minutes into this one from Saguaro High School in Scottsdale. Sabercats get the ball next for the second time.
The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. With an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
7-0, 5:01 to go. First quarter on Friday night in Phoenix. Ryan Secor, Tanner Tortorella, and a rematch of last year's state title game has started off with both offenses moving the ball well. Basha the first to plunge it in, though.
It's kind of funny from last week that the only difference between those two drives was a holding call that really stunted Saguaro's offensive momentum. And, now they're down 7-0, and they got to respond here definitely.
Mason Bray did a great job his first time out. He's been really good this season for the Sabercats. Stepping into the big shoes of Devin Dampier, he's taken over and stood pretty tall so far. This is his biggest test of the season. As Tynan will kick away, it's Dickerson and Matthews. Just as it was the first time back to receive, and Tynan will lift that one into the end zone for a touchback. So the ball will start at the 20 for drive number 2 for Mason Bray.
Mason Bray was on the sideline last year during that state championship game. Obviously, if anyone knows the pain of that loss last year, it's him. So, obviously, this game means a lot to him.
And for Zach Hill, the new head coach, his new offense, it's not too dissimilar to what Jason Mons was running from a pure pace and scheme perspective, but they come out and really unload the playbook on that first drive. Lots of trick plays, lots of movement and motion. They
like to play quick, and, it's been effective so far in the first 2 weeks. Obviously, with Basha, you're going to have to keep up that pace, but, it's always not making that quick mistake,
Basha show 4, and Bray will hand it off to Matthews, then keep it himself. So already 2 carries for Mason Bray as he's tackled for maybe a gain of 2 at his own 23, so they'll actually give him 3.
Yeah, Mason Bray read that defense perfectly. It was like a 6-man blitz, and he read it, kept the ball, and ran it for a couple 3 yards because I think Matthews was about to get smashed into this puddle of the D-line and O-line.
It's brought down by Kramer Cronin. And he actually stumbled forward for 4, at least according to the in-house scoreboard. And it looks like he's squarely on the 23, so we will stick with 2nd and 7. Blitz shown by the Bears. Bray, good protection, throws out, unloads Jacoby Spence, and that's brilliant for a first down. Perfect, like you said.
Perfect pass. I mean, just like read the defense perfectly. The wide receiver, I have to give him credit. I think that was Jacoby Spence. I mean, obviously, great speed, great stop on the dime, and just cut back, get the ball right perfect, and pretty perfect on the sideline. And
they picked up the blitz really well, too.
Exactly. You know, it's just the offensive line has really held up this first few weeks, and obviously against these big Basha D linemen, they've been holding up pretty well so far.
That's Spence's 8th catch of the year. Tied for 2nd on this Saguaro Sabercat team as Matthews will motion out all the way out towards the boundary. Pressure shown again from Basha. Saguaro picks it up again as Bray bails out, finds Matthews, and Jaden goes backwards and is tripped up. Just shy of the 40 for a gain of 2.
Yeah, 5-man now. Obviously want to get it spread out like you talked about earlier, how they like to spread the offense, get a lot of quick movements out there. Right there, obviously Matthews, great defense by the Basha cornerback, but was able to break loose there.
The Saguaro offense, a pretty good start to the season, 39 points a game, 12 touchdowns on the season. Here on 2nd and 8. North of 600 passing yards this year. Here with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in quarter number 1. Week 3, Matthews in motion. And Bray will keep it again. He fooled everybody. Mason Bray, can he hold on to the football? He can. He's into Basha territory. Down at the 45, brought down by Caden Williams.
Maybe he heard us talking about Damon Williams so much that he wanted to showcase his own legs. Obviously, he's having 45 yards a game so far on the ground, and you know he's not just a person that can throw in the pocket. He can also move it, be mobile, and he's obviously showing it so far this game.
Kid who was praised really won the job for his pocket poise and his presence there, but again, we called it option B earlier, plan B. Plan B's pretty good so far.
Yeah, he's very adaptable. You know, he's able to read the defense so well, able to move around the pocket, and he's been very successful.
This time he does hand off to Matthews here on 1st and 10, and Jaden is swallowed up. Lots of white jerseys in there, might have stumbled forward for a yard. They were all led by Jack Blyer.
Yeah, they're really reading this defense. I mean, this run game right now, Basha's D-line. And, you know, it's, you know, I know a lot of fans like to be like, oh, why are we running it? It's, you know, it's only one run game. It's a little chippy play. You want to chip away at the defense, you know, get them, you know, those secondary come in, try to help in the tackle, and that's how you get the big plays at the end of the game.
Blyer makes the tackle, sets up 2nd and 9. Bray unloads quickly for Reese Rinaldi, who pivots and spins past the 50 and gets a couple more yards after that. Stepped out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Gain of maybe 2, maybe 3. Sets up 3rd and long. Yeah,
Rinaldi's very great at breaking the tackles. You know, last drive I saw him, he was breaking it. He was facing off during his assignment, his defensive back, and he was getting a lot of great separation. Just wasn't finding the ball, but you know, obviously late in this game, I feel like he will eventually get that big play.
Trey Knox on the tackle for Basha. 3rd and 6, Saguaro. As Basha shows some pressure. It's Spence, Rinaldi, Camden Siegel, the leading receiver for the Cats, who doesn't have a catch so far. Matthews is in there next to the quarterback, Bray. Easy pressure from Basha. Mason Bray has a whole lot of green grass in front. He's past the first down, lowers the shoulder, and picks up another one with his feet.
I mean, it's just, it's amazing what he's able to do. You know, no one's open downfield. What do? Do you panic? No, you escape the pocket. You go outside the numbers, get the first down. Really, really great play and smart play from him.
Brought down by Darian Dantzler. That's another 3rd down conversion for Saguaro, 3 for 3 if you take away the penalty on that short 3rd and 2 they had on the first drive. Under 2 minutes to go in the first. Bray on an empty set. Unloads across the middle of the field. Rinaldi hangs on. The tackle was missed by Blyer, and Reese Rinaldi with a 9-yard gain.
Great play by Rinaldi. Absorbed the hit, doesn't fall down, keeps his balance, goes for a little bit more. I think he's a yard short, but still, that extra yard's going to be crucial for going for the fourth down.
And this quick passing game continues to move for the Sabercats.
Exactly. Bray's not holding the ball for more than 2 seconds. Always trying to find that first read, second read, quick.
Matthews re-enters on second and short. Bray will throw, has Rinaldi, but they cover the screen rail, unloads downfield, Mason Whitaker, and he had it in his hands. That's exceptional coverage on the near sideline. Looked like Miles Lockhart wouldn't want to test him, and that's because it wasn't. It was Trey Knox who batted it down, did a great job on the defensive
Great play
side.
by Knox. Way to be physical, but not enough to draw the penalty. He was really on him and hit the ball right out. For a defensive back, you always want to see ball, hit ball, and you always want to hit it out of the hands of the receiver, and that's exactly what he did.
Another one of the young defensive backs for the Bears. The average age of the Basha secondary is quite literally 16 and a half. That is young as Bray hands off to Matthews. He's got a hole. Here goes Matthews. Easy as that for Saguaro. 26-yard run for Jaden Matthews.
That looked like the Moses Gate where they parted the seas. I mean, it was wide open. There was no one with him, and I know Matthews is good, but that was a little too easy for him.
You give him that big of a hole, and the Georgia Tech commit is going to make you pay. An extra point away from tying this one up.
Great response by the Sabercats. Obviously, when you get down 7 early, you haven't really experienced that adversity really quickly, for the first 2 weeks. Obviously, great response from them.
Drive lasted 4 minutes and 4 seconds as Timothy Tynan puts it up and through, ties us up at 7-7. About a minute to go in the first quarter here on Friday Night Lights.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. I love sports and fell in love with sports broadcasting back in high school. I can't wait to bring you my unique perspective because I am on the autism spectrum and sometimes I view things a little differently.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
Hi everyone, my name is Jackson Webster, and I'm a senior at Arizona State University's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. This semester, I will be joining Varsity Sports Show as a social media manager. I'm excited to promote and make engaging and informative content this semester.
7-7 game, 57 seconds to go in the first quarter. Saguaro responds, a big-time run from Jaden Matthews.
Jaden Matthews was a big run, but, it's about those little runs that Mason Bray made early in the drive to keep those drives alive and get the first down. So Mason Bray's a huge part, but Jaden Matthews in his speed, almost untouchable.
Just a perfect response, and the third down offense for Saguaro, 3 for 3 so far. Really complete look for the Sabercats as Tynan kicks off for the first time into the end zone. As they had 3 guys back there, Basha to receive. As DeMar Williams comes back out, he'll start on the 20. Saguaro let him run rampant on drive number 1.
Yeah, you can't let that happen. If you're Saguaro, you might have to implement a different defensive scheme. Obviously, with maybe a QB spy, you always want to keep a man on him. Always keep him fronting, face forward. Always, want to keep him going left and right instead of giving that an opening a lot of the drives that they had.
Williams, that big 43-yard tote on the first drive, got Basha's offense in motion, and nice little touchdown pass to the back of the end zone.
Saguaro is just not making it uncomfortable for him. It feels like he's having a lot of space, able to interweave, the pressure. And they got to make it uncomfortable for him.
They get the ball and they will hand it off on the first play of this one. That's a plunging run. And a big tumble forward for Corey Chisley, the senior tailback.
We talk a lot about, DeMon Williams and his running game, but, Chisley himself is a great project as well.
Chisley did not play in the first game, the 66-7 blowout of Westwood. Did play against Highland, had 11 carries for 68 yards and a score. You brought up the pressure and making Williams uncomfortable. That is kind of the big argument in your heads, I'm sure, the defensive staff, when you've got a guy who's that athletic. Do you put him under pressure, or do you try and back off and contain him?
You know, it's hard because, you know, as a passer, he's pretty good as well, as you see right here, escaping the pocket as well, but they're finally able to get him.
As they wrap him down, good coverage from the Sabercats, and on 2nd and 2, Williams is wrapped to the floor. A good pursuit, and Eddie Roa, that we have not seen a lot of this season, brought him down.
You know, the formula from last week for Highland was to control the pace, you know, have a lot of, you know, the possession of the ball. And, you know, they only limited, you know, DeMond Williams to 140 passing yards. So, obviously, you want to try and, like, keep him behind the line of scrimmage, trying to keep him behind, you know, go back a little bit in coverage, have a QB spy, you know, keep an eye on him. Because if he gets loose, he's unstoppable.
End of the first quarter, we'll flip sides. It'll be 3rd and 5 for Basha in a tie ball game when we come back.
My name is Kyle Krikorian, and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
What's inside you? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it knowledge of the game? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper, running faster, and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center trains the athlete in all of us with technology, techniques, and hands-on experience customized to you. See what you're capable of by unlocking the greatness inside of you.
Look at the student section having fun on Friday night. Biggest crowd of the year in the 2 home games Saguaro has seen, and rightfully so, the rematch. Number 4 Basha, number 5 Saguaro, last year's 2022 Open 8-state title game. It has been as advertised so far, 7-7 after the first quarter.
If you look in the distance, it's fireworks. Look at that. Wow. The atmosphere here is amazing right now. Obviously, fans are exciting. Fireworks in the distance, probably not related to this, but still exciting enough. Food trucks. This is a great atmosphere.
There is no way those fireworks off in the distance are for this game.
Well, you never know.
I like the enthusiasm, though.
They might be watching the broadcast. You don't know.
The food trucks, we might have to try some at halftime.
I saw one that was like burgers RBS. That looked good.
What do you put on your burger?
You know, I like to stuff it with everything. You know, tomatoes, lettuce, mayo. I like a Chipotle mayo. I don't know if you know.
Early 3rd and 5 for Basha. Start of the second quarter. Williams with a bunch of time unloads down into the flat. Caught. Javery Maybury with a big-time first down at the 43, and Basha drew up the right play out of the break.
Great play by Williams, reading the zone, waiting for the person to go past the linebacker and finding White in between the 2 linebackers. Easy throw for him.
And they'll mark him down a little bit further back than my eyes saw, at the 40-yard line. So a gain of 15 sets up a new set of sticks for DeMond Williams. And this Basha offense that put up 66 in game number 1, only mustered 21 in game number 2, averaging 40.5 so far in the season. They want to get the running game involved as much as they can, but Williams will drop back. He's got Noah Roberts wide open on a wheel route, and Roberts, all sorts of room for the freshman. And he's dropped down out of bounds at maybe the 10 or the 11.
You said how old is he? He's 14? Insane speed for a 14-year-old. I mean, he was a blur. And obviously, you know, you can't have that happen wide open in the seams on the wheel route. You just can't let that happen.
Let's see where they spot him, and they'll put him at the 12. A 48-yard gain for Noah Roberts. And that running back room just gets better and better every week for Basha.
Amazing speed from just all around this offense. You know, it's just quickness. You know, there's no weakness speed-wise on this offense.
You've got Williams, who's the leading rusher. Corey Chisley, who we saw earlier. Joseph Reed will get some carries. You've got Roberts, and then Miles Lockhart. We haven't even seen him carry the ball yet, a defensive back who's committed to Ohio State. And Basha didn't go quickly, and this young offensive line makes a mistake after the big gain, a false start.
You know, I was about to comment on the 5 out, but, you know, false start, you know, they can't have those penalties like Sora had in that first drive. Could be really killer.
Basha penalty on
Usually you see teams after big 40, 50-yard gains to get them in the red zone, they try and go tempo, try and get the defense offset. Basha slowed down there.
Yeah, very interesting there. A lot of offenses like to do a quick run, quick handoff, get the defense. Obviously they're reeling from that big play. It's very surprising, and maybe that led to the penalty, obviously because the offensive line is kind of jittery.
I've already said it a couple times tonight. That front five is big and young. Heck of a future for the men at the line of scrimmage for Basha, but Saguaro can take advantage of that tonight if they treat it with respect and treat it properly. Williams on 1st and 15. That's great blocking from that line, but he's got to spin away. He's being chased by C.J. Nunnally. Williams out in the open, goes back across the field, and Omar Lazcano right in his hands. The Saguaro defender had one in the end zone. There's another piece of laundry down on the numbers on the far side, back where Williams threw the ball. But as of now, it's 2nd and 15.
What a great play by the defensive back right there. Obviously, great jump on that play. Almost got a pick, but I think he'll take the deflection as well. Just a great recovery from him.
And I believe the penalty is on Basha again. And it is.
Back-to-back plays with penalties. Can't have that, especially when you're in the red zone.
And that moves him 5 yards back even more. So 2nd and 20. Doesn't make any sense. That penalty should not have been a loss of down, and it is. So they got to get all the way in the next 2, maybe 3 plays to the 2-yard line. Williams with plenty of time unloads across the middle of the field, had Deron Dodd, and that one ends up in the hands of Lazcano. Did it hit the floor? No. Omar Lazcano holds on to that one, an interception.
He just made the great deflection in the last play that was negated by the penalty. Comes right back, gets the pick. It looked like it was in the Basha Bears receiver's hands, and he kind of just stumbled out, and Cascano just ripped it out.
A captain's INT for Omar Lazcano. And a shake of the head from Frank Rubin. Knows that's just a big-time play from his secondary leader.
If you're the Basha Bears, you can't let that affect you. Obviously, they're on the 1-yard line, so they're going to expect some pressure right now, trying to get that safety.
And so Damon Williams' first turnover of the season comes a yard shy of the end zone, so Saguaro will be planted on their own 1 to start this drive.
Damon Williams doesn't make a lot of mistakes, so when he does, you got to take advantage of that.
So we get to see Mason Bray for the 3rd time tonight. He has not faced adversity like this, though, all season long. Stuck right at the gates of his own end zone. Yeah,
but I think the offense really, works with this. They like a lot of quick throws, a lot of quick, options. So I think they were able to handle this adversity.
Bray starts in the gun as Basha show pressure. Mason unloads, going downfield, looking, and overthrew Reese Rinaldi by 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, just an overthrow, and that was because of the pressure that the Bears brought. Looked like 7 people all hounding around, trying to get Bray. Smart play, just get out of the pocket.
Do you like that, taking a shot on 1st and 10 at your own 1?
When you know that the defense is going to bring some pressure, it's a risk, but it's a very you're going to get man coverage. So if you trust your receiver, why not go deep?
Personally, I like it because I like to see a 99-yard touchdown.
That is also good.
Looks really good for the numbers.
It does.
2nd and 10, same spot. Basha kind of leaning towards a blitz again. That's Kramer Cronin on your screen. He's the linebacker just off of your frame right now. He was kind of on his toes getting ready to go. And a timeout, I would imagine, by Saguaro. And it is on the Sabercats, so they want to rethink things.
Yeah, you don't want to make a mistake here. Obviously, this will cost you points and the ball. So you want to be smart here. You want to be safe.
You got to think Zach Hill's at the heart of this conversation, making sure his offense knows all the protections, all the stuff on the checklist to go through. You can't take a safety.
Yeah, it's besides Mason Bray, the running game hasn't been as apparent as they probably want to be. They've been stuffed at the line of scrimmage a lot with Jaden Matthews. So obviously, if you do it here, it could result in a safety. So they want to be smart here. They don't want to cause any more, safety or worse.
Timeout over. Basha come out and get ready to go to work again. Saguaro with Mason Bray. He's been really polished so far through drives 1 and 2. His team tied 7-7 on 2nd and 10 from his own 2-yard line. Gets a nice block, unloads, and Jacoby Spence will give him some breathing room as he's tackled out of bounds at the 8. A gain of 6 maybe, sets up 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, it was all 3 receivers did just a curl route, just get some space, behind them, and not be pressured with the safety in the end zone. So they just want to get a quick 5, and like you said, make it 3rd and manageable.
As he marks himself down at the 8, that's where he was tackled. He was heavily blanketed by Caden Williams. But now Bray, 3rd and 4. They've been 100% on 3rd down today. He's going to go deep downfield and miss Mason Whitaker. And that was the first time we've seen them take a shot on 3rd down. And the punt team will come out after that one.
Yeah, that was the second overthrow of that drive. The first one you can blame on the pressure, but I think Brady was just a little nervous, 3rd down, trying to get a big shot right there, and just overthrew it just by a couple yards.
He was peering into the seam. Couldn't seem to connect with Whitaker on that one. It was Rinaldi the first time around on the first play of the drive. And the offense will go to the video boards and figure out what they can do better. James Hall comes on to punt for the 2nd time today.
Another great stop by the Basha defense, though. That's exactly what you need. Your offense puts a turnover, come right back, go with a quick 3 and out.
Ty Strozer, one of the gunners, was late to hustle on. As DeShiel Blake will return this one once again. We'll call for a fair catch at the Saguaro 45, so Damon Williams will get his best field position of the night for drive number 3 for number 9.
Yeah, and it's not like you want to change after the turnover. You don't want to change how you're playing. Obviously, it was very successful. Just a bobble of the ball by the receiver, landed right into the Saguaro's cornerback's hands and for the interception. You don't want to change anything. I would put all my trust in Jamon Williams on the ground.
So far, we haven't been able to really identify, though, who his big target through the air is. Deron Dodd with a couple of small catches. Tight end Javery Mayberry with a 15-yard gain on 3rd downs. The biggest play for the Bears through the air today. As he takes it on 1st and 10 and keeps it himself, gets through Garrett Martin, and here is the tight end Mayberry. They go for the legs, and a good tackle from J.C. Dickerson.
Yeah, it's hard to, focus on a target when he just is able to be so elusive and find anybody on a, drop of a dime. So it's kind of hard to cover, one person or, look for a target. He just so is elusive.
And I am sure that's something the coaching staff is looking for. Like, hey, who's going to be Damon's guy through the air when we need him to make a pass play in a big spot?
Exactly. And, elusiveness, it's not just tough on the D-line. It's also tough on the cornerbacks because, you have to stick with your man for 6, 7, 8 seconds. You get tired, and eventually you lose him. And it's not the fault of the defensive back. You just get so exhausted.
Williams won't keep this one. He'll hand off to Noah Roberts, and Saguaro collide with him at the line of scrimmage, and Roberts might have gotten 2. It was Owen Pimbert who came in and finished the job.
It's a huge 3rd down. You want to stop him. You don't want a quick 3 and out just like they did you. Stop their momentum because obviously last drive ended in an interception, but, I still feel like the offense is still confident heading into this week.
Their kicker, Timmy Tynan, is good from 50-plus on a good day. So if they can find their way even just a yard short of that goal marker, then Tynan's got the leg to get it there. They say 3rd and 4. Saguaro show a bunch on the front line, and there's a flag from our white hat behind the play. And it's another offside, and this young Basha front, which was flawless on drive number 1, has now gotten themselves into some trouble.
Yeah, you talked about they're young and they're big, but that youngness is showing off so far. The back-to-back drives with false start have really ended up killing the drive if you think about it.
For a lot of these kids, this is the biggest game they've played in.
Yeah, and it's I'm assuming the Basha Bears coaching staff has obviously prepared them for this moment, but there's nothing like when you actually get on the field. Feeling that atmosphere, feeling all these fans cheering for you, booing for you. It's hard, it makes you jittery, but you gotta able to adjust to that.
You gotta step up to the moment. Many of these kids did not play in that state title game a year ago. So we go from 3rd and 4 to 3rd and 9. Williams with time. Good job by the front. He'll step up. He's dangerous in open space, and Williams tucks his head and dives for the first down. And that is what he can do on 3rd and long. If you give him a long enough pocket, you give him enough space in the secondary, he will make you pay.
The pocket collapsed, and what does that do? Damon Williams just sprinting out there. Almost got, shoestring tackled, but was able to hop over that and just sprint so fast past all the other defenders and get to the first down. And that can be a little bit demoralizing when you get so close to tackling him, but to just miss. They got to be able to be, resilient, be able to, brush that off and really, stop him this fresh set of downs.
Took him a second to get set. There's only 1 second on the clock. They get it off, and no, Chris McDonald didn't have the trust. He should have called timeout before, and I think he did. Yep, timeout, Basha. McDonald didn't like where his offense was at.
Yeah, didn't want another penalty after just, getting past the last penalty. Obviously 1st and 15, you don't want to start there, so good timeout by them.
And how about Chris McDonald? He has so far kind of earned the praise that he's gotten over the last year and a half or so. Was hired by Basha in 2018 from Maricopa. Not often guys get that Maricopa job and get out of there and get promoted up to Basha. He did a great job, set up a 4 or 5 year plan, and by year 5, Basha was atop the state mountain and they had won a state title. It's about as good of a coaching job as you can do over 5 years in this state.
It's kind of a feel-good story, going from that Maricopa, like you said, not a lot of people get out of there. And, for him to set a goal and accomplish it exactly how he envisioned it, it's really impressive. And, obviously coming off last week's loss, it's, hard, it's heartbreaking to see. But obviously state title last year and obviously this year still number 4 in the state. Still high praise for their coaching staff and the team. 39
and 18 in his time in Chandler. And that's in the hardest division in football in the state of Arizona, 6A Premier. He's an offensive specialist. He worked in the big Hamilton dynasties back in the late 2000s, early 2010s, when the Huskies were far and away the best team in the state. His first couple of years here, the offense struggled. They only averaged 20.5 points per game, but once Damon Williams got here, he got the keys and they took off. 37.6 points per game, the average in the 35 games of the Williams-McDonald era for the Bears.
Yeah, when you have a guy like Damon Williams, it's not surprising that your point increased by 16 as an average.
What was that, 2 touchdowns and
2 points of conversions? Honestly, you expected there to be more.
It's a lot of math. Williams will bobble the end around, but he gets it off in time, and on 1st and 10, it's a couple of broken tackles, and finally Lazcano still can't wrap him down. Gio Richardson on an end around was met at the initial line of scrimmage and broke 4 tackles before lowering Lazcano and earning a first down inside the 10-yard line.
That's just a play that, if you're the coach, you're pulling your hair out. I mean, 4 times you had him down, and you just couldn't bring him down. It's just heartbreaking to see it, as a former football player. Just like you got to bring him down, and you just don't, and they took advantage.
You got to wrap the guy up. Richardson's electric. He's a junior, is expected to step in as the main target for Williams this year. Has been quiet so far. 1st and goal, 10 yards to go. They mark him directly at the 10. Williams, lots of motion. They'll hand it off. And Corey Chisley carries the pile inside the 5, maybe down at the 2 or the 3.
just seems like physicality-wise, the Basha Bears are really looking superior at this moment. Just even when they get in the pile, just moving that pile an extra 2 or 3 yards, it will eventually add up to a touchdown.
And so they do mark him at the 3-yard line, and another timeout on Saguaro. So Zach Hill and really Andrew Hurley, the defensive coordinator, they want to take a look at this, make it seem like this is maybe a big moment in the game. 6:21 to go in quarter number 2.
Yeah, they looked a little confused out there. The substitutions late. It looks like they want to really take the time and talk about it like you said. So obviously smart for timeout. This is a huge play right here.
Another big run for Corey Chisley. And it's already, the score might not be the same, but really it is. That was a 28-21 game in last year's state title game, so we're right on track for that. It was Basha's running game last year that won them that game at Sun Devil Stadium.
And it looks like it's doing it again right here because Damon Williams, either out of the pocket or designed the QB run, has been sensational on the run game, just getting past every defender. And, Chrisley as well, we don't talk a lot about him just because he didn't play week 1, had 68 yards, I believe, the week prior. So obviously he's a big part of that run game. And, just like last year, it's still looking effective on Saguaro.
Yeah, so far a lot of it has been Damon Williams. But in last year's state title game, and this is the impressive part to me, it's been running back by committee this year for Basha, all replacing Deshaun Buchanan, who had 200 yards and 3 scores in the state title game a year ago. This offense, this running game, still looks good without that kind of production out there.
Yeah, it talks more about the system. He's able to get these guys ready, buy into this system about, getting all these running backs and getting all this speed out there. And it looks like it's been really effective so far.
So 2nd and goal from the 3. As Saguaro have everybody bunched in front of the goal line. Tailback appears to be Chisley, still next to Williams. And they will wrap up Damon Williams. They went read option, and JoJo Clark was all over it.
What a great read by JoJo Clark. Doesn't get tricked by the fake handoff, stays on them, and is able to wrap him up, which has been a problem for the last few plays. They haven't been able to wrap him up and break him down. Did it exactly right there.
Loss of 9 as Clark, the senior, just perfectly peered out of it.
And that's huge because now it's not 3rd on the 2. It's 3rd on the 15 or was the 12. So obviously a huge play, changes all their play call. So a huge play by Clark.
3rd and goal. Clark now lining up as almost the nickel corner. He backs off into coverage. Williams out into the flat, has his man. It's Chisley diving front line pylon, touchdown.
Again on that wheel route, it's been open every single time that they've run that play. They've run that play multiple times. Last quarter on the last touchdown drive, it was a huge play that got them on the 1-yard line. And again, they use it here this time to score.
First time it was Noah Roberts, and Corey Chisley gets in on the action here. And a really good drive from the Basha Bears.
Just efficient. Minus a couple penalties, obviously, that helped them back. He was still very efficient, almost machine-like. Not a lot of mistakes, and looks like they got the lead back.
We thought we were coming into this one and both offenses would be the story, and that has been the case. Not explosive, but just extremely methodical. As Tynan's extra point is up and good. 14-7. Basha, their 2nd touchdown of the game. Corey Chisley on a wheel route. Sabercats will get it back.
In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization. Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show.
14-7, Basha out in front on the road, 5:26 to go here in half number one, quarter number two, as Tynan will lift it into this dark night sky just shy of the end zone, and it's Jaden Matthews getting a block from Jacoby Spence. Matthews gets to the outside and is forced out of bounds at the 32 or the 33. Good stuff to contain the edge from Basha's Gunnar Cash Brock. And that is where Mason Bray will start yet another drive.
You know, if I'm the Saguaro offense, I really would like to see Jaden Matthews get more of, play designs for them, while either like a screen, maybe just handoffs, because I feel like he's going to be the catalyst. You know, last week, obviously Highland has a better, more predominant run game. You know, they allowed 184 yards, Basha defense did. So, obviously, could be a exploitment that the Saguaro could do.
It's been a struggle so far for the first three games for Matthews, as they will not give it to him here. And Bray keeps another one, spins off a tackler and is brought down by a pair. Tommy Process was the safety that got in there first, and then Eli Kramer-Cronin brought him down after that. A gain of 7, maybe 8, brings up second and short. You
know, sometimes even if you're a great player like Matthews, you can be used as a decoy, and that's looks like what they're doing, as Bray's is taking advantage of the defense being honed in on Matthews and getting that quick 7 yards.
You got to do that properly, though, if you're a head coach, because you've got such a precocious talent in the speedy Jaden Matthews. You got to use him at some point.
Yeah.
Bray on second and short, unloads him into the flat, goes the other direction for Jacoby Spence on a screen. Spence can't spin away and got back to the line of scrimmage. It'll set up 3rd and 2.
I like the idea of the wide receiver screen. It just didn't execute as well. The blockers seemed to just miss their blocks, and look, Spence was out there just trying to weave his way back.
Jack Blyer on the tackle. And now another 3rd down for Saguaro. They started 3 for 3, took a shot on the last 3rd down, missed over the top. 2 yards to go, need to get to the 35. Bray, so comfortable in this offense, will try and hand it off to Matthews, and they will get the offensive line for a false start. And they've been better today on the penalties, but now both times the flag has been thrown, it's been in a big spot on 3rd and 2.
Less penalties, but definitely at the worst moments. I mean, right there, you can't have a penalty there. 3rd and 2, you're down 7, 4 minutes left before half. You can't have that penalty there.
So we go back to 3rd and 7. They go back to their own 28.
And especially with Saguaro, they love to keep it moving, a lot of quick options, a lot of quick read. These penalties are killing the momentum and really killing the whole offense.
Probably got to change the play up here. Second time the Laundries come out on 3rd and short, as Bray feels pressure, doesn't know where it's coming, and gets dropped. Second time they've been sacked on 3rd and long. Great pursuit on the outside. All over it was Caden Williams.
I mean, Caden Williams was just unblocked. He had a free reign. It was just open lane to the quarterback, and Bray just had to suffer through it.
Penalty on the play. Flag came out.
This is going to be a huge drive for Saguaro's defense right here. Obviously, end of the half. You got to get a stop here. You know, Brass is going to get the ball at the half, so you really need a stop here.
The flag was picked up and waved off as it was on Saguaro. Basha would much rather see it be 4th and long and see James Hall come out to punt. Timeout. Looks like it's for Basha this time. We will hang out, stay here, assess the situation. You brought that up. You got to be careful defensively. Basha with a chance to double dip on either side of the halftime.
You know, Dedman, Dedman Williams loves to run, Basha's team loves to run. So you want to be prairie of that. Obviously, the run game's going to be huge, and that's going to run time off the clock, so that will help the defense. But you really got to make a stand here, and you just got to make a statement that, that you can stop this team. And obviously, with Basha getting the ball at the end of the half, you don't want them to score a touchdown here, get the ball back, and then score again, and that really will blow it out.
DeShiel Blake on to return another punt as he starts around the Sabercat logo at midfield. And you bring up the run, that is really kind of what we expect the rest of the way for Basha. They have not shown a ton of deep threat target so far. 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first half. Basha's going to get the ball back for what will be the biggest drive of the game. Blake does not fair catch this one, catches it at the 47 of Saguaro, gets around the other end, and is going to get a great return inside the 30. To shield Blake explodes, and this is Damon Williams' opportunity to give his team a 2-score lead.
Yeah, he's already dangerous enough, and now you're putting him on your own 30 is not the recipe for his success. I'm really excited to see how Saguaro's defense responds here. Obviously, like I said earlier, they haven't faced a lot of adversity here, and this is probably going to be the biggest one. How they handle, defense, they're down 7 and a half with a great offensive weapon in Devin Williams. I'm excited to see what happens.
This is drive 4 for Basha's offense. 2 touchdowns, and they looked really good on drive number 2 before Williams threw the interception. Have moved the ball at will on this Sabercat defense that hasn't been tested like this in the first 2 games of the season. Just athletes everywhere for Basha. Low snap as William hands off to Roberts. Noah Roberts plunges. Look at the thighs move. And the 15-year-old, he's not even 15 yet, with another first down run.
Just the power, the speed, he's the whole package, and he's only 14. It's insane. D1 kid, obviously.
Power 5 kid.
He's playing against a team that's number 5 in the country, and he's making them look like middle schoolers. It's amazing. He is a full package right here.
Probably what? Just shy of 6 foot 200.
If even, being generous.
Some motion from Duran Dodd as the new set of downs inside the 20-yard line at the 14. Williams, quarterback keeper, lunges forward for the first down marker. They'll give him a gain of 9. It'll bring up 2nd and 1. Clock will keep rolling. It should at least at 2:30.
Saguaro had this same situation last drive, able to read the defense, able to read the QB keep for the sack of 9 yards. Now they're going to need to play similar to that to really stop the momentum. Basha's on momentum.
Max Preps has Roberts at 6 foot 185. I think he's a little bigger than 185.
We were on the field with him. He looked more than bigger than that.
Looks like this is Miles Lockhart in the game at running back. They will give it to Lockhart. First carry of the night for him, and he lunges forward for a first down. For a first down, set up 1st and goal.
This could be a strategy for Basha. Obviously, they want to give Saguaro time with the ball back, so they want to waste some clock here, try to score with the least amount of time so Saguaro doesn't have a chance to respond.
So Lockhart does his job, a defensive back committed to Ohio State. He'll play there at the next level on the defensive side. He's not 100% yet, coming off a broken foot. He played against Highland, played pretty well. Sparsely featuring on the offensive side here. 1st and goal from the 3 for Basha. Williams going to get outside. Easy pickings. And the U of A commit is putting on a show in the first half here. 3rd touchdown of the day for Basha.
If you're not going to have anyone on the outside, it's going to be free game for Williams every single time. He has that breakaway speed that no one's going to be able to stop. So if you're going to be able to on the same level field as Damon Williams, he's going to beat you every time, and showcase it there.
20-7. And Williams has been a movie so far in the first 22 minutes and 32 seconds of this first half.
88 seconds to respond for Saguaro. You need to respond here. Any points possible, whether that's a field goal or a touchdown right here. It's going to be crucial with Basha getting the ball in the next half.
Tyne end up and good. 21-7. Jed Fish is probably watching, probably loving what he's seeing from his guy who's going to be there next year. Damon Williams all over it, 21-7. As Saguaro will get one last chance in this first half to put some points on the board. Mason Bray's looked good. He's looked in control, but his offensive production hasn't really shown so far tonight.
Mason Bray's looked great, on the ground, but, in the air, which is really his bread and butter, he hasn't really taken advantage of this young secondary And I think that's going to be the key for how they get back in this game. It's about, the passing game. That's really what they've been doing well for the first 2 weeks, and I think that's what they need to take advantage of.
Basha will get the ball to start the second half. So points here, down 2 touchdowns for Saguaro would be, as always, I guess, but here primarily really beneficial. It's Matthews and Jacoby Spence back to receive. And we've got a procedural on somebody. The flag comes out from the back judge, and it is on Basha.
Looked like they tried to squib kick it. They want to give it to the dangerous hands and legs of Matthews and Spence right there. Try to kick it short.
We got a offside signal. You don't see that too often on kickoffs.
That's something I can cross it off the bucket list. That's interesting to see. Obviously, if you're Saguaro, you're going to take any yards that you can get. So
that'll help Saguaro, as now they set their guys up on the 10 and 20-yard line respectfully. Tynan will kick from the 35 instead of the 40. Lifted away. That's a wonderful kick from Tynan all the way back at the 2 as Spence had to chase back to get it. He's got great coverage as Matthews throws a wonderful block. And he's tackled down at the 38 or the 37 by Duran Dodd, and that's a really good return for Jacoby Spence to get his team with 1:19 a chance to maybe get some points on the board before we go to halftime.
Very similar to the first return that they saw at the beginning of the game. And great blocking right there also, really got the hole open for them and really take advantage of that. Really important here too, because Saguaro's offense has really struggled right now to put points on the board. Huge return could equal points right here.
Got to take some shots, but got to be careful. Can't give Basha the ball back before this half is done. From the 38-yard line, that's where this drive starts for Mason Bray. 1:19 to go, first half. Bray evades some pressure. Has to roll and unload. Dangerous ball. Rinaldi coming back to get it. It hit the turf. And 2nd and 10 on the way.
A great play by Bray, though, to avoid the pressure. Just a little short of the receiver. Would have been a great play, but obviously, it's going to be a tough play for anybody right there. Just a yard short for the receiver. Could have been huge.
Same scenario, 7 seconds less for Bray. Goes quickly, looking for Rinaldi, threw it too high, upstairs and 3rd and long now.
Yeah, behind and too high. It's just, Bray doesn't look comfortable right there. I think he's just going to get in this groove. Obviously, down 14, he's going to need to find it real quick.
And the real problem here is 2 plays, 11 seconds. Not a lot has come off this clock.
Now you're kind of worried that you're giving too much time to Basha. Obviously, with their explosive offense, they could score in 1:08.
Basha only showed 3 at the front. And they will drop 8 as they hand it off to Matthews. Jaden's got a big hole. He's explosive here. Lowers the shoulder, drops a man. Tackled down in the 39-yard line of Basha.
Great play call there. They saw they were in the zone, saw there was space up in the middle, gave it to the explosive Matthews, who took advantage for the huge gain.
And on the tackle, looked like Jordan Howard. As Bray unloads, and now he's in rhythm, finds Jacoby Spence.
See, that's the rhythm that Mason Bray needs to start picking up now. Perfect. Finds Spence on the out route, about 10 yards. Perfect.
Clock stops at 45 seconds. But still moving on our graphics, and perfect time to bring up that our graphics clockwise are not always the most accurate thing in the world. We try our best.
Yeah. Sammy tries his best.
Sammy Rivera, the director, producer extraordinaire. It's dropped out into the flat, was looking for Matthews, batted and broken down. A couple of guys in on the pursuit for Basha.
Yeah, looked for the pass in the flat, but, Basha's D-line, big, was able to block that down.
It was Brody Jones, one of the captains, and then Caden Williams, who we've called a lot of tonight. And now 2nd and 10 with 42 seconds from the 29-yard line. A slow start, a couple of big plays for Saguaro, have them here. Knocking on the door of the end of this first half. Good pickup. Bray gonna throw it up for a guy, and there was a chance. Healthy coverage on the outside as he looked to take a shot for Jacoby Spence. I think that was Jamison Stamps who was all over it.
Yeah, Bray was just under pressure. He tried to get that ball out and trusted Spence on a one-on-one coverage, but threw it a little bit outside into the out-of-bounds area, but still had to get it out there. Hate the idea there.
Now it's 3rd and 10 again. Last time they were here, it was a Matthews run, a wide-open hole. Bears show the same front with 3 guys. They might drop 8 again. Bray on 3rd and 10. Feels pressure, unloads. It was well short. There's a flag from all the way across the field, and it was Spence and Stamps going to war again, and they're going to get a push-off, I think, on Jamison Stamps.
Yeah, on those comeback routes, that's an easy play for pass interference because you're stopping on a dime, you're turning back. That forces the defensive back to adjust quickly, and they're always going to grab the tights of the jersey, and that can easy pass interference call.
And Saguaro already moving forward as the white hat signals for a PI. Fresh set of downs. They aren't quite inside the 10, so it's not 1st and goal yet. We've got 31 seconds to go. Basha show pressure, and Bray hangs on. In control, but not quite in the end zone yet. Bray into the flat for Matthews. He's got one man to make miss. Matthews carries a guy into the end zone.
Great resilience right there by Matthews, able to shred the defender. Obviously with time running, wanted to get in the end zone, use his speed. That's 6 for the Sabercats.
A slow start for Jaden Matthews tonight, but number 3 pops up on the final drive of this first half for the Sabercats and scores a touchdown and at least puts them into a good spot. Hall the holder. And it was a weird little play, but it's up and good from Bo Hampton to make it a 7-point game.
The Saguaro offense, Mason Bray has really, hit them into the green, while Julian Matthews has really brought them into the hole.
21-14. Basha's going to get the ball back. If you're Basha, obviously it depends on the field position you start with. Are you just going to take a knee, go to halftime, up a score?
When you get the ball in the half, I would just, knee it. You're going to get the ball at the end of the beginning of the next half, so I would knee it. But, I don't have Damon Williams on my team, so he might think differently.
He's a good guy to have.
He is a good guy to have. Almost a cheat code, some would say.
Say that one more time.
A cheat code?
Oh, a cheat code. I thought you said like Chico, like you were speaking Spanish.
No Espanol. So.
He is a cheat code. Over 100 yards through the air and on the ground in this first half alone. Hampton will kick it away. 3 guys back to receive for the Bears. And there's another flag. Do we get another?
2 in the same game,
wow.
In the same half?
I can tell you I've seen 1 in a game before. 2 on back-to-back kickoffs is maybe something you'll never see again.
We're witnessing history right here in this Basha versus Saguaro game.
So a penalty on the kicking team. And so it's the same scenario for Saguaro now. A good return puts him in a good spot, maybe gives Basha a chance to unload and maybe get a score back in this one.
Hey, you mentioned that the kicker has a long range. He can hit from 50, so obviously they don't have to go far if they get a good return here.
Both guys are pretty good. Hampton for Saguaro, Tynan for Basha. All of them good from 40, 45 plus, which at the high school level is elite. Hampton, a low dribbler, and it's collected right at the boundary, but held on to it. Now there's a lot of blockers in front, and that was almost disaster for Basha, but they get it out to the 30, maybe even past it. And they got 18.6 seconds for Damon Williams to either take a chance or take a knee.
Almost a nightmare situation. If he got to the 40, I could think Basha would have gone and tried to score here before the end of the half, but, good play by the Saguaro return team or defense team.
We'll see where they mark him. Should be about the 32, and it is. 7-point game after the Jaden Matthews touchdown for the Sabercats. Have the deficit and put Saguaro in a position going into halftime as they go victory formation. Not quite a victory, but a first half success for Basha.
Yeah, on pace for it too right now. The offense has been looking great, on the ground. If they continue this in the second half, it might be first L of the season for Saguaro.
21-14, 2-0 Saguaro trail at the break to 1-1 number 4 Basha. The rematch has gone according to plan so far. The offense is having a fun time. 7-point lead. Bears get the ball to start the second half.
Hello everyone, this is Kyle Cooper with Varsity Sports, and I'm back again with another halftime segment. Now, let's shift sports and go to the NBA. The season's starting in just under 2 months. Let's take it to the podium with new Phoenix Suns guard Bradley Beal. Will he play point guard? Is Bradley Beal ready for his new role? Will he fulfill the passing duties of the point guard position? He continued to play great alongside other superstars Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. Will this be another super team that falls flat? How will sharing the ball work? And can the Suns finally win a championship? Finally, is Bradley Beal the real deal? All of these questions will be answered as the season starts. Now, Bradley Beal was an elite scorer with the Washington Wizards. Beal averaged 30 points a game just 2 seasons ago and shot 46% from the field over his career, along with averaging 4.3 assists. Bradley Beal has definitely proven himself in this league thus far, but the last season has to leave Phoenix Suns fans a little concerned. Beal only played 40 games of that season and suffered a left wrist injury which kept him out for the last 42 games of the season. He also shot a career low 30% from the three-point line. And it's important to note that the injury was on his wrist, and Phoenix Suns fans need to keep that in mind because there's been players who have had wrist injuries and that's altered their entire career in the NBA. So another stat from last year is he actually averaged a career high 6 assists a game in those 40 games, which is very promising for Phoenix Suns fans, as he most likely will play some sort of point guard role for them. And passing will be crucial for Bradley Beal, as he'll need to dish it off to other superstars, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. Sounds like as well Kevin Durant will be posting up a lot more this season, so that will give Bradley Beal a little more space, a little more freedom to pass it off to Kevin Durant down in the post, but he will also have to dish it off to Devin Booker and other players on the team. So we will see as the season progresses how this will all work. And Phoenix Suns fans might be having a little flashback of the Brooklyn Nets a few years ago with their superstar team and Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden. And that was a complete mess. They did not win a championship. It was not successful. So it's one thing for a team to look good on paper, but does that translate well to the actual court and the actual play? So one of those members, Kevin Durant, actually had success with Golden State. You know, he won a championship with Golden State and was successful on a team with superstars. It remains to be seen if this will be either a superstar team that will fall flat or they will perform well. It really is championship or bust, especially after last year. Durant was even quoted saying how embarrassed he was after their loss to the Denver Nuggets in the playoffs last year. They certainly underperformed according to expectations of the fans and everyone in the league. They've got Bradley Beal, and they have a new head coach in Frank Vogel, who won a championship with the Lakers a few seasons ago. They need to perform extremely well this season and beat out the tough competition with the Denver Nuggets and the Los Angeles Lakers, who have their own dream team. And reading early predictions for the season, the Phoenix Suns are on a lot of those at number 1 to be the best team and to win the NBA championship. Big question still remains: who will play point guard? How will they navigate that role? Will Bradley Beal be the guy to fulfill that position with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker and this dream team? Can Bradley Beal perform in this new position? The Phoenix Suns open up their season against the Golden State Warriors. What a matchup that will be. Chris Paul just traded this last offseason to the Warriors, the new look Warriors, against the new look Phoenix. All NBA fans will be watching that game. We will be seeing if this experiment will work with a new head coach, a new guard and Beal. Once again, this has been Kyle Cooper with Varsity Sports. Thank you for tuning into this week's Podium Talk. Make sure you tune in to Varsity Live, which is our pregame and postgame show that ties in all of our games and coverage. We talk to players and our analysts who give a pregame preview and postgame recap on the show, and more content surrounding all of our coverage. Once again, this has been Kyle Cooper, and enjoy the rest of the games.
All right, everybody, so even though it's early in the season, we still don't feel like it's too early to take a look at some of our stat leaders across the Arizona high school football landscape. Let's get into it. So starting off with our passing yards leader in Arizona, how about Gage Baker from Paradise Honors in Surprise, who already has 1,057 yards passing. So our rushing yards leader is Jaden Plotkin from River Valley in Mojave Valley. He already has 517 rushing yards. Our receiving yard leader is Uriah Nellums from Santan Charter in Gilbert. He has 470 receiving yards already. And how about Adrian Robinson from Chandler Prep, who already has 11 total touchdowns this young in the season. Our leader in total tackles is Andrew Cullen from Scottsdale Prep Academy with 46. Currently, it's an absolute battle for the sack leader. We have a 5-way tie with 5 players having 6 total sacks, so we're going to shout out all of them. So how about Theowin Errol from Vista Grande, Dean Vincent from Pinnacle, Joey Alderete also from Vista Grande, Tristan Sanchez from Morenci, and we have JJ Brutus from ALA West Foothills. And last but not least, we have Ted Scow out of Buckeye, leading all Arizona high school football players with his 4 interceptions. the Saguaro Sabercats enter their third week of action with convincing wins over ALA Queen Creek and Mountain View. But their Week 3 matchup might feel a little bit different because it's against an all too familiar opponent, the Basha Bears. The two teams matched up last year in the Open State Division Championship, with the Basha Bears winning a close 28-21 game. Last season, the Sabercats were led by star quarterback Devin Dampier, who transferred from Pinnacle. He had a tough game in the championship as the Basha defense made it extremely hard on him. He went 10 for 23 for only 72 yards through the air and an interception. But he did have a huge impact on the ground as he scored 2 rushing touchdowns, which accounted for 2 out of the 3 Sabercat touchdowns in the game. Sabercat running back Jaden Matthews was also a big contributor to the Sabercat effort in the championship game, as he had a 94-yard kick return touchdown. It really was a valiant effort from the Sabercats, as they would probably be considered underdogs that game, and the game ended up in the hands of Devin Dampier with a late drive potentially that would tie the game, but the fierce Basha defense made the stop and ended up winning a one-possession game 28-21. Things this year, though, are different for the Sabercats. Quarterback Devin Dampier is now a New Mexico Lobo, as he was a senior last season, so they bring in Mason Bray, who's off to a really good start, leading to the Sabercats being 2-0, but they are returning a ton of players from the team last year, such as the aforementioned Jaden Matthews and Jacoby Spence. And Matthews and Spence are just a couple names that represent the several players returning for the Sabercats this year who now have championship game experience. But regardless, it does change up the team when you have a new quarterback at the helm. But for Mason Bray, it doesn't seem to be a struggle at all because he is off to a terrific start. Through 2 games, he's thrown 7 touchdown passes through the air and only had 1 interception, while averaging over 270 yards per game through 2 games. But as an entire team, the Sabercats are clicking on all cylinders through 2 games. They're averaging more than 400 total yards of offense, as well as having forced 5 turnovers through those 2 games. In Game 1, they scored 49 points, and in Game 2, they scored 44, which means they're averaging 46.5 points per game. So why is this game so significant? Well, of course, the Sabercats want to avenge their loss last season. But it's a season where in Arizona high school football, there are so many teams in contention to potentially win the state championship. So the winner of this game really could prove that they are in that contention. So it's a really big game for both teams. So even though the Sabercats are off to a scorching start, the same can't be said for the Basha Bears, as they've already lost a game. They enter today with a 1-1 record, having lost their last game at home 22-21 in a really close-fought contest to Highland. So just like in the state championship game, we expect this matchup between the Sabercats and Bears, the second one ever, as last year was their first matchup ever. We expect this one to be more of the same, closely fought, intense. So we'll see if the Sabercats can take advantage of being at home in this matchup and winning the game. So we're going to send it back to all our broadcasts after this halftime show, and we hope you enjoy the rest of this one and all the other games on the Varsity Sports Show.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
Hi everyone, my name is Jackson Webster, and I'm a senior at Arizona State University's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. This semester, I will be joining Varsity Sports Show as a social media manager. I'm excited to promote and make engaging and informative content this semester.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. I love sports and fell in love with sports broadcasting back in high school. I can't wait to bring you my unique perspective because I am on the autism spectrum and sometimes I view things a little differently.
My name is Kyle Krikorian, and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
What's inside you? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it knowledge of the game? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper, running faster, and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center trains the athlete in all of us with technology, techniques, and hands-on experience customized to you. See what you're capable of by unlocking the greatness inside of you.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
Hi everyone, my name is Jackson Webster, and I'm a senior at Arizona State University's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. This semester, I will be joining Varsity Sports Show as a social media manager. I'm excited to promote and make engaging and informative content this semester.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. I love sports and fell in love with sports broadcasting back in high school. I can't wait to bring you my unique perspective because I am on the autism spectrum and sometimes I view things a little differently.
My name is Kyle Krikorian, and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
What's inside you? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it knowledge of the game? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper, running faster, and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center trains the athlete in all of us with technology, techniques, and hands-on experience customized to you. See what you're capable of by unlocking the greatness inside of you.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
Hi everyone, my name is Jackson Webster and I'm a senior at Arizona State University.
Back here, second half action getting ready to go from Saguaro High School, 21-14. The Basha Bears, number 4 in the state of Arizona, up by a score over number 5 Saguaro. It has been as advertised in the first half. Tanner Tortorella joined by me, Ryan Sakura. Offense at an abundance so far, and really Saguaro lucky to only be down 7.
Yeah, I mean, Damon Williams has been sensational so far on the ground and in the air as well. Saguaro's defense has really no answer so far to stop him.
Every drive, it seemed like, for Basha was really, really good, knocking on the door of the end zone every single time. 100 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns for Williams, 92 on the ground for the Arizona commit. He's also got a score. For Saguaro on the offensive side, it says 14 points. They really got going on that last drive with Jaden Matthews, who in the first half was quiet, it seemed like, but on his 8 touches, 5 carries for 55 yards and 3 catches for 18 yards, he had both scores for the Sabercats.
Yeah, you know, it's been Mason Bray really trying to keep the drive alive, obviously on his feet, obviously with the pressure that Bass has been giving him. But it's been Matthews really finishing those drives and, you know, going for big gains that really have put them on the knocking door for scoring, and then he ends up being the one putting them on the board.
Down a touchdown. Saguaro will kick it off to Basha to start half number 2 at home for the Sabercats. We'll talk about Damon Williams, I'm sure a plenty in this second 24 minutes as Bo Hampton will kick it away. As Hampton will knock it into the end zone over the outreached arms of Gio Richardson, and Damon Williams, electrifying, accounted for every single one of the touchdowns in the first half for the Bears. How does Saguaro fix the first half? How do they contain number 9 in white?
Well, it's just making them uncomfortable because in the first half he was very elusive, very able to escape the pocket and really not having a lot of trouble with that. So Saguaro needs to make him uncomfortable, really, you know, be physical as well. You know, I feel like they've been out-physicalized in the first half. So I think they want to make him uncomfortable, keep an eye on him, maybe have like a QB spy, always keep in front of him because you don't want him to get out in the open because then he'll really get loose.
We'll see what happens. 24 minutes of football still to go in this one. One-score game as the Bears will start on their own 20-yard line. Williams joined by Noah Roberts. Play action. Damon feels a little bit of pressure, steps up, unloads down the field, has Richardson, and just overthrew him. But boy, Gio Richardson skinned the outside corner and had a chance to go for 6.
Yeah, that was one of the few times that actually Saguaro's defensive line has really brought some pressure to him. Like I said, make him uncomfortable, and right there was a big option because Richardson was wide open down the seams, and Saguaro was able to bring the pressure and make it uncomfortable for him.
Just slammed past Keon Murray on this near side. This offense does not lack the big plays. Saguaro only showing 3, motion around, and they get it into the hands of Richardson, who is thumped. There's Owen Pimbert again, Mr. Go Get the Ball, and he nails Richardson for maybe a gain of 1.
That's a statement tackle right there to show him that this defense is ready to change what the shortcomings were in the first half, and that was huge and forces the 3rd down.
So 3rd and long on the first drive of this second half for Chris McDonald's offense. Man who led this team as the schemer and offensive mastermind to a state championship a year ago has really what is his biggest test so far. Last time they were in this situation, it was a 15-yard dump across the middle to the tight end Mayberry. Williams, quarterback keeper, runs right into a Sabercat. He's stuffed again. It's Pimbert. Right on there once again, dropped at the 35, and the punt unit will come out for Basha for the first time tonight.
Great play by Pimbert, not falling for the 5 wide out. Looks like Basha was trying to spread it out, open up the middle so Denman can really take advantage of that, but Pimbert read that perfectly, was able to stop him, force the 4th down. This is exactly what the defense needed to do to start the half.
And so you score a touchdown right before halftime ends in the first half, and then you get a stop on the opening drive of the second half, get the ball back, a chance to tie the game.
Exactly. Put momentum back in and then put the pressure back onto.
As that was nearly blocked. It's not a great kick from the punter. It rolls out of bounds on the far boundary at the 50, maybe in Basha territory. It was not a good punt. And they will mark him right at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like the Soror's momentum is starting to get back on their way. It's all about going to be on Mason Bray if he's able to stay comfortable. Him and Matthews are the 1-2 punch. Both have been really good on the ground right here, but I would like to see more in the air game. Go to Spence, go to Siegel, who's been one of the best targets in the air, but has been really silent in this first half.
I don't believe he's got a catch so far in this one. Mason Bray, 9 of 16, just 65 yards and a score in the first half. As Jacoby Spence goes in motion, they pitch it to him. This is technically a pass play. Spence around the edge, got a nice block from Jaden Matthews before being shoved to the ground by Vince Lezzi. Right at the first down marker, they'll give him 9, a yard short.
Yeah, Spence has really good speed on the outside, so you do that jet sweep. He's going to get that outside speed and, gets a 9-yard gain. Big play in the start the drive.
Second one to open it up. 5 at the line of scrimmage for the Bears as Bray calls the cadence, gets the snap, hands off to Matthews. Pursued from behind, gets to the edge and gets the first down. And Jaden Matthews, who didn't get a lot of touches, but from what he got, he was really good.
Yeah, it's a good momentum builder. Get his confidence up, get the first down, get some grooving going. If you want to win this game, if you're Soror, you really got to put the ball in Matthews' hand because he will explode like he did in the first half with the 2 touchdowns.
New set of downs from the 40. Bray has the snap, pressure right up the middle on a screen. Unloads for Matthews again. His 4th catch is for another first down. Explosive through the air. That's the key word for him. Every time tonight it seems like he touches the ball and just explodes into the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Yeah, his elusiveness is great, and the great blocking by the lineman right there. Get in front of the screen, perfect, and it was really effective. Get the first down, get some momentum, and again, Matthews is there. Perfectly get the first down. He's been really huge for his offense so far.
Once again, a new set of sticks for Bray. They'll run a double reverse, and they'll try and throw it to Mason Bray, who's got to make a guy miss. He slipped and is wrapped down hard by Miles Lockhart on the outside. That went into the hands of Matthews, then to Mason Whitaker. And that's the second trick play Saguaro's thrown out us.
Yeah, that was a dangerous play by Whittaker. He saw the 2 people about to hit him. He wanted to get the ball out, threw it to Bray, and he almost slipped and fell. It could have been a huge loss, but he was able to find his balance, get a couple yards on that.
Gain of a pair, 2nd and 8. They'll move Spence in motion. This time they'll hand off to Matthews. Now we're seeing the trickery from Saguaro. Jaden Matthews wrapped to the floor by Jack Blyer. Might have gotten 2 or 3.
Yeah, we've been talking about the motion pre-snap. That's really been, Saguaro's bread and butter because it really, distracts the defense, and especially an inexperienced defense like this Basha team. It's really going to keep them on their toes, and it was a key example.
Mark him at the 21, so they say he got 5. Stumbled forward, and 3rd and short. Saguaro will get to the line quickly, throw out for Reese Rinaldi, and it looked like he stepped out of bounds before the first down marker. He stepped out at the 19, needed to get to the 18. So maybe a bit of a mental mistake from Rinaldi, who thought he had it and didn't. So that sets up 4th and 1. He stepped out of bounds voluntarily, so the stop of the clock occurs at 8:09. This is where the big fellas can show up. They move Siegel under center, and he rushes forward. Keeps dragging guys. There's a flag on the play from our white hat behind the line of scrimmage as Siegel drags everybody inside the 5. This one could be coming back.
Yeah, he threw it right when they snapped the ball, so.
it's on Saguaro. I believe an illegal formation. That doesn't make a lot of sense.
Doesn't make a lot of sense, but it still hurts him all the same.
Admittedly, from our vantage point up here in the stadium, we don't have the best view. Can't always see the official up here as Bo Hampton and the special teams unit are going to come out to try for 3. So again, for the 3rd time today on a manageable yardage on a must-convert scenario, Saguaro make a mistake with a flag. And so Hampton will come out. James Hall will hold. It's a 41-yard attempt for Bo Hampton. Junior who's got looks. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is strong. Would have been good from 50. And Bo Hampton makes it a 4-point game.
Good to end the drive at least with some points. Minus the penalty, obviously, you would have got the first down. It would have been 1st and 10 if the play stand, but you're happy to take away from points that, wasn't there in the first half.
Points on the board. Saguaro down 4 halfway through this 3rd quarter.
The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe, with an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
So a field goal for Saguaro on their first drive of this second half has us at 21-17. Basha still out in front. They're going to get the ball again, but really good defense from Saguaro on that first possession of the Basha Bears offense.
Yeah, you can hope you can reciprocate that in the next drive. Obviously, it's not about getting that one stop. It's about continuously finding the recipe to stopping this offense, and it's been challenging, but they did it to start the half.
Can you pin a stop after a stop after a stop together? It's kind of the mindset.
Yeah, and that's how you win. That's what championship teams are made of. They find the stops when they need to, and they need one more stop again right here.
So in a 4-point game, 4.5 minutes into the second half, Saguaro with a stop and a touchdown can take the lead in this game. As Damon Williams will come out and start on the 20 for the second straight drive. He got stuffed in the run game. That spy stuff that they were throwing on him, it seems like Owen Pimbert is going to be the man responsible for Damon Williams in this second half.
Yeah, and he was sensational in that first drive, just always being where he was glued to him, basically, and making a statement with some big hits as well, showing them that Saguaro is here in the second half to make a statement.
Running game outside of Williams wasn't too big. They had a couple of big runs from Chisley and Roberts, and most of their stuff was on wheel routes to the running backs. This is a handoff and leveled after a gain of 6. That's Angel Theus crashing in and dropping what looks like Noah Roberts.
Yeah, I mean, a great hit right there. You want to keep the pressure on them, keep the physicality up. You want them to feel this and feel uncomfortable right there. I'm liking the intensity so far from Saguaro on the defensive end so far.
They got Corey Chisley, who's the running back instead of Roberts in there. Chisley had a really good first half. Second and 4 after the 6-yard gain. JoJo Clark shows pressure for Saguaro. And they do bring it. Williams will roll out, has a bunch of blockers in front. He's got closing speed, and he gets to the third level. passes his own 40 and is wrapped down by Fred Parsons.
A great design run there, QB run right there. Perfect. Blockers were out in front. Saguaro was just a tick behind right there, gets the first down.
Fresh set for the Bears from their own 41. We've seen good adjustments from Andrew Hurley's Sabercat defense. It's been a slow burn. He's the new defensive coordinator for Saguaro after Jim Camarillo was not held onto following the Jason Mons era ending, as Williams has to flush it away and throw it out. Good pressure from Garrett Martin and JoJo Clark.
Yeah, and that pressure was absent in the first half, so it's really good to see there. Get Damon Williams backing up, trying to find a receiver, keep him in the pocket as well. So really great play there by the offensive line for Saguaro.
Bring up second and long. Still just haven't seen much of this passing game to the deep threat targets of Richardson and Dodd. Mabry is taking up most of it as they move motion from the running back. They bring pressure out there, and Williams is brought down. Angel Theus read him all the way in big loss.
Yeah, great coverage back there in the secondary. Locked up all of the Bears receivers right there. And Williams didn't have anyone to throw it to, was looking, but sacked and brought down, forcing a third and long.
How about that play call? Perfect time to bring the blitz, and they move Basha way behind the sticks, all the way back at the 28-yard line. They actually spotted at the 29. 3rd and 22. Williams with time, feeling pressure from Martin, unloading towards the boundary and claimed right out of bounds. That's Mason Arhan, his first catch of the game, and they put themselves in 4th down territory where they've got a chance here. 4th and 5.
Yeah, I understand the logic from the Sabercats sideline. Obviously, you don't want them to get a first down. You want to rob your coverage back behind the first down line. But obviously, with that huge gain, 17 yards, it looked like they could go for it, but it looks like they're going to punt here.
Yeah, Chris McDonald's going to trust his defense here as he takes the All-State quarterback off the field on 4th and 5. Saguaro has their defense out there, so nobody back to receive this punt as they didn't get it right, and this is going to be really good, perfectly placed, and great job inside the 10-yard line. And that's Saguaro not ready for that, but I think they might take that in a perfect world. They get a defensive stop for the second time in the second half.
Yeah, they're being precautious. They didn't want to go. They didn't want to fall for the fake. So obviously they were just putting the defense in, kind of confused. They didn't know what was going to happen, but they'll take the stop and they'll take it within the 5-yard line.
Mark them down at the 5. So a 95-yard drive would yield a touchdown here for the Sabercats. Jaden Matthews, again, small amount of volume, but still great production so far today.
Yeah, he's been the unsung hero so far, really, just because, Mason Bray obviously is getting all the love for the first 2 weeks, and he's been really, surviving each touchdown drive, escaping the pocket, getting an extra couple yards, running with using his feet. But it's been Jaden Matthews really, with his speed, his elusiveness, his explosiveness, and his physicality. You can see why he's a D1 level player, and he's showcasing now, and he's going to be crucial if they want to go 95 yards and score a touchdown here.
Over 90 yards of all-purpose yards today for Matthews. You brought it up at the top of our broadcast. He struggled week 1 against ALA Queen Creek, but had a 100-yard performance last week against Mountain View. He's been growing into the Sac Hill offense as it's gone step by step.
Yeah, exactly. With a new system, obviously it's going to take some time from adjusting time, especially from some of the specialist players. But, with Jaden Williams, he's just a special talent, so I feel like you need the 1 week to adjust, but obviously he's showing why he's a D1 capable player, and he's going to be special for the future of the season for them.
Talked about him a lot in the preseason. Everybody knows that Matthews is their guy, the running back committed to Georgia Tech. He's come alive here in the biggest game of the season so far, which is what you're looking for in these big games early on in the season. Both teams want to test each other out and really figure out who their go-to guys in tight moments are going to be. Kind of like this, 4-point game, 4:48 to go in the third quarter. Plenty of football left, but Mason Bray's got it in his own end zone, throws it up to Matthews. Big hole for Jaden Matthews, closing speed. He can't outrun the defender. But a gain of 40 for Jaden Matthews.
Yeah, it looked like when Matthews initially caught, there was 3 cornerbacks right next to him, but he was able to outrun him, get extra 20 yards, bring it to their own, I believe, 40 right there. Just a great play with Matthews showcasing his speed.
They couldn't catch him. It was the 2 safeties, Miles Lockhart and Tommy Process, who chased him down, and they spot him at the 40, which is about 3 yards further back than it looked like. So it's a gain of 35 for Matthews. Bray will give it to the new running back into the game as Matthews gets a breather, and the spell back in for Saguaro on the carry is Jacob Brown, who carries for 4.
Yeah, you notice now they're going more into like the run game right now. Obviously, after a big play, they're starting to chip away on this Basha's defense. That run game's gonna be more effective once you get those big plays.
And that time after a big play, we saw the tempo pop up too.
Exactly, that's what they're gonna need if they want to score here.
Brown scored a touchdown last week. He's just a sophomore. Figures to be the Matthews replacement in the near future. He gets this carry and stumbles forward towards the first down marker. Should be enough to move the chains unless they mark him a yard short, and they will. 3rd and 1 upcoming.
Yeah, Basha struggled last week against the run, allowing 184 yards. Now it's starting to look like this defense is struggling against the Sabercats running game, with Matthews and, other outfits like, Bray.
Matthews checks back in on a short yardage scenario. Basha only show 4 at the front. Play action, Bray looking into the flat, dumps off for Rinaldi, who was short of the first down. Actually, might have even gone back a yard. They'll give him a loss of 1, and now it's 4th and 2.
Back-to-back drives where Rinaldi was just short of the first down. It looks like they're going to go for it again like last time, but hopefully they don't get a penalty like last time.
Another big decision. So Saguaro kicked a field goal on their last 4th and short. Basha on 4th and medium elected to punt on their last possession, and now on 4th and 2. Saguaro keep the offense out there with 2 minutes and change to go in quarter number 3. 2 yards they need. Play action into the flat for Whitaker at the boundary, dives forward, and he got it.
Great
they
play
needed 2 and got 3.
Yeah, great play by Whitaker, and he was just like, got the initial tackle, looked like he was about to be short, but fought past that, get the first down, and now there's life on the Saguaro sideline.
That's a big 4th down conversion, a great play call from Zach Hill.
Looks like they're trying to hurry up, try to catch them on their toes.
And they almost do. Basha was late to substitute out. And now Bray will settle and slow as they are into Bears territory at the Basha 49. And now a timeout for Basha. They don't like the speed. They want to stop and talk to their defense.
If you're Hill, you got to love seeing that. Basha's on their heels, and then calling that timeout just further proves that.
So, Saguaro's driving. Only down 4. Less than a couple of minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Out of the timeout, fresh set of sticks for Saguaro. Basha wanted to slow it down, get their defense a breather.
Yeah, and this is like Highland last week with Basha, that Saguaro is just really controlling the pace right now, controlling the ball, and it looks like they've been looking for a pass here.
Bray takes a shot downfield for Jacoby Spence, and in and out of the hands of the defensive back, and Jamison Stamps could have had an interception. There's a penalty in the tackle box, all the way back behind the line of scrimmage. Roughing the passer, it looks like, on the Bears. That'll kill teams.
Just you don't want that. Saguaro knows that feeling. I think they had 4 roughing the passes last week, or maybe even more. It was 154 yards penalty for Saguaro, and now Basha does it for them. So a huge penalty for Basha Bears.
Yeah, you hit it on the head. Saguaro, I think at least 4, maybe 5, maybe 6, where they were late to the quarterback. So they move forward inside the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for Bray. A touchdown gives Saguaro the lead. Bray will tuck, he'll run, and he'll try and get behind. He's got a lot of grass. Mason Bray inside the 20, pushed out of bounds by Stamps at the 15.
Great play by Bray. I think he was looking for Whittaker on the curl route, but then didn't see it, saw the pocket collapse, went off to the left side of the field, found an opening, got the first down inside the red zone. Great play by Bray.
Anybody who didn't believe Mason Bray had the it factor heading into the season and wasn't sure based on the level of opponent in weeks 1 and 2, they know now that he is as legit as it can get.
And he's showcasing not just in the air, but on the ground too. Just impressive stuff from him.
There were question marks about if he could lead Saguaro and this offense as he hands off to Matthews. Couldn't really go anywhere. No holes opened up, and he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. The kid has just been so prolific so far. Mason Bray has just been kind of everything you've needed him to be.
Yeah, last year he was didn't play a lot, but he was still on the sideline, had a lot of D1 talent, a lot of smart coaches. So he still understood last year about what it takes to be a great quarterback, and he's showcasing what he learned right now.
And he sat behind one of the great Sabercat quarterbacks in Devin Dampier for a year and a half. Dampier now at New Mexico, and before that it was Ridge Dutchicall, who was at Idaho, was one of the other great Sabercat signal callers, as Bray goes to the corner of the end zone for Spence, and Stamps was all over it. And on 2nd and long, they go for a shot, and that sets up 3rd and 9.
I feel like we said Stamps' names a lot so far. He's had a lot of great coverage so far, a lot of deflections. Stamps has been a huge part of the secondary for Basha.
A senior defensive back has been going back and forth with Saguaro's A guy, Jacoby Spence. He's not had a big night, only a pair of catches for Spence. Nobody's really shined in the skill positions. Both teams have spread it around. 3rd and 9, 37 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Bray scrambling, looking, tucked, runs, tripped up right at the 1st down marker, right at the 5-yard line, and they will wave the markers. It'll be 1st down and goal.
That's just a star-making play by Bray. Knowing he's going to get hit, but doesn't care. All he wants is that 1st down. He absorbs the hit at the knees, dives for the 1st down. Now it's 1st and goal. What a great play by Bray.
Quoted this week as saying, hey, I think the best teams are player-led. He's trying to lead his guys to their first lead of the game. They will snap it before the quarter ends. Out into the flat, first catch for Camden Siegel and a touchdown. Saguaro have the lead.
We were wondering where Siegel was at, as he was like the leading receiver and touchdown in the end zone, and he shows it right here. What a great play. What a great find by Bray. Easy, open the flats. What a great first impression for Siegel in this game.
Let the band play as Saguaro take a 2-point lead. It can be 3 pending the PAT. And for the first time tonight, the tight end has his number called, and it's another perfect play design out into the far flat from Zach Hill.
This has almost been a perfect second half for the Sabercats. You get back-to-back stops, you score twice, and you take back the lead. You can't ask for much more.
Kick is up and good, 24-21. There is a marker on the field, maybe? looks like it can kind of get lost sometimes in the end zone with the yellow soccer lines and also the yellow Saguaro, but yeah, there was a flag. They will re-kick it, so it's, for the time being, still a 2-point game, and they will move them back. Becomes a 25-yard PAT. No harm, no foul if he makes it. Snap good, a little high, hold is good, and same result. Bohampton puts it through, so prolong the inevitable. Saguaro up 3, end of the third quarter. Throw up the force, 12 minutes to go. The Sabercats in front.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. I love sports and fell in love with sports broadcasting back in high school. I can't wait to bring you my unique perspective because I am on the autism spectrum and sometimes I view things a little differently.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
Hi everyone, my name is Jackson Webster and I'm a senior at Arizona State University's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. This semester, I will be joining Varsity Sports Show as a social media manager. I'm excited to promote and make engaging and informative content this semester.
My name is Kyle Krikorian, and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
What's inside you? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it knowledge of the game? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper, running faster, and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center trains the athlete in all of us with technology, techniques, and hands-on experience customized to you. See what you're capable of by unlocking the greatness inside of you.
Back here, start of the fourth quarter. First lead of the day for Saguaro, 24-21 in front. Camden Siegel plunging in for his first catch of the day. And the Sabercats have outscored Basha 10-0 here in the second half.
I mean, offensively, they've just looked great, playing at their tempo, not letting the Basha defense really control how they're playing, or what pace they're playing. You know, it's looked really great.
Go back to the end of the first half. It is 17 unanswered points for Saguaro. Basha did not score a touchdown in the second half against Highland either. So it's been second half offensive struggles for Chris McDonald and for Damon Williams as teams have made the right adjustments the last 2 weeks against the Bears.
Yeah, if you're the Bears, you got to prove a point here, as in just showcase that you're able to fend off against your opponent's adjustments and really showcase what you showcased in the first half, which is a great game on the ground.
Only 2 drives in that third quarter, 2 punts. They need to get the ground game up and running again if they want to have success here in quarter number 4. Low snap for Williams. He's got Roberts in the flat if he can find him. Damon will tuck and run. Damon Williams, look at the speed. He keeps going. Dances the sideline. They say he stepped out of bounds, perhaps further back. There's a player down for Basha on their own 18-yard line. That is Miles Lockhart, who is holding his foot. Lockhart broke his foot running track last spring. He only got cleared to play last week against Highland. That would be very concerning for Chris McDonald.
Yeah, you hate to see this happen.
Meanwhile, Williams has been marked down on his own 38-yard line. McDonald is out off the sidelines to have a conversation with his star corner, and it's actually not Lockhart. So that's much better news. That 7 from Duran Dodd and the red shoes and the red sleeve is the exact same getup as Lockhart has out there as well. Never want to see a kid get hurt and have to get helped off the field, but for Basha, it's a little bit better than if it was Lockhart. So Dodd will go to the training staff to get checked on, and new set of downs for Damon Williams after the big carry, 18 yards. They run the same play, and Williams has the same amount of time, unloads across the middle. They cross the 50-yard line, and a 13-yard gain for what looks to be Travis Pennington, his first catch of the night.
Yeah, Williams has looked really great in the pocket, and not just on the ground, but staying composed in the pocket, waiting for his receiver to get open, and finding Pennington for the first down. Really great stuff from Williams. Now you're starting to see the Bears starting to get in a rhythm like he did in the first half. So if they continue this, it could be trouble for the Sabercats defense.
2 plays, 2 first downs on this drive for Basha. From the 49 they go. Clock is rolling at 11:10 in quarter number 4. It's a bad snap, bobbled by Williams, and good pursuit from Saguaro, swallowed him up. He might have stumbled forward for 2. That's pretty good for Damon Williams there.
Yeah, great composure. I mean, fumbles with everyone on defense chasing you right now. It's great recovery just to pick up the ball, fall forward, and, not force a turnover, especially when you have momentum on your side right now.
It was Martin, Pimbert, and Damian Soki who got back behind the line of scrimmage to meet him first, but Williams, too slithery, too slimy, slides forward for a pair. 2nd and 8 from the 47. Williams, not a lot of time. Soki chasing him down. Williams stays on his feet, throws one up, dangerous. And Pimbert was hovering in the area. How about the lower body strength from Damon Williams to stay upright?
Yeah, dangerous throw, but it was a must-needed throw. Way to stay stable on his feet, still look forward. Try to throw it out the sideline, but still in bounds. Could have been a dangerous play, but, you got to acknowledge how great he was to keep his balance, not take the sack, and keep it third and manageable.
He was looking for Dashiell Blake. It would have been a first down if he caught it. Saguaro were looking to make a substitution, but C.J. Nunnally told the defender to get off the field. I'm not coming out. 2nd and 8. Williams, with time, lowers the shoulder, will run again, run around, and run into first down territory. He's down the sideline and inside the 20.
Yeah,
Damon Williams.
A little bit of a deja vu there. Looks for the wheel route initially, but isn't open. Waits for the pocket, looks for a second, third read, doesn't find it, but the pocket collapse, opening in the middle, takes advantage of that for the first down within the 20-yard line.
That kid is hard to beat. They mark him down at the 20-yard line. Just game-changing speed. Here he is again, unloads for Roberts, and Fred Parsons, Johnny on the spot to bring him down.
Yeah, it's a quick play by Williams, again looking for the wheel out. That's really been the bread and butter for the passing game, just a quick throw into the outside for the running back, and he was able to go for a quick 6, I believe.
When you got all that speed and power on the outside, why wouldn't you?
Exactly, it's just, they're so big and strong, and the speed as well, it's killer as well, even with their size.
And so now, 2nd, and they give him 5. Saguaro shows some pressure. Williams will keep it himself. Williams around the outside looking for the pylon, dances his way in. Wait for the signal, they give it to him. And Damon Williams restores Basha's lead.
Second touchdown of the night on the ground for Williams. He's responsible for all 4 of the Bears' touchdown, and he's really been essential for everything that the Bears have done so far in this game offensively.
How is somebody that fast is what I'm asking.
It's not even north and south. It's east, west, 90 degrees, 180, whatever degrees you want to say. He is fast from any angle, and it's insane. It's almost impossible to touch him.
He's quick.
He is quick.
So an extra point would make it A 4-point lead with 9:22 to go. And after 3 scoreless possessions for the Bears, they plug in for 7 and lead by 4 with 9:22 to go in this one. It's Basha back in front.
In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization. Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe, with an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat.
There's the Basha band out on the road, out in force. We were talking about it. Who's got the better band has kind of been the question on this one. As the broadcaster for Saguaro, I'm going to obviously pick Saguaro.
Well, just to be different, I'll pick Basha. I mean, they were playing Outcasts just now, and I got to give them the edge if they're playing Outcasts.
You big Outcast guy?
I'm a big boy fan. You know what I'm saying? 3 Stacks.
Okay. ATL represent. Basha's got the lead. They're up 4. They kick off to move the ball back to Saguaro. Jacoby Spence is going to pick this one up at his own 15. He's got an edge, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds, thumped out of bounds, really. Just shy of the 40. Bone crunching from JV and Celaya.
Yeah, the Sabercat fans do not like that, but, no flag on that one.
That's big boy football.
Yeah, you got to knock off the dirt and get ready to play. This is a highly touted game between 2 top 5 teams in the state. It's going to be hits like that.
So Mason Bray, the Saguaro offense, return to the field. They have been efficient all game, but now the points are coming in suit. Camden Siegel finally got involved in the last drive. Reese Rinaldi, Mason Whitaker more involved than we've seen him so far this year. And, of course, Jaden Matthews carrying the bulk of the load as Bray has protection, plenty of time, going deep, looking for Whitaker. And again, he overthrew him. Again, the flag flies.
Yeah, he's saying it's a pass interference, obviously, on the Basha team. Didn't get a good angle of that. I don't know if that was warranted, but it doesn't matter. He threw the flag. Sabercats in good position now.
They got Trey Knox. That's his second PI of the day. And the penalties have been much better today for Saguaro, a much more even playing field compared to what it was last week, where Saguaro 154 penalty yards.
Yeah, it would be hard to top what happened last week, but, obviously the Sabercats are happy with their thing. They've come in crucial times, obviously, on third downs, but I've been able to survive those.
PI, not a spot foul in high school football, so they move them up to the 45. Bray stands at the 50, ball going to get snapped from the 45. They move Matthews in motion, play action across the middle. Siegel wide open through the seam. He's going to outrun everybody. Back-to-back touchdowns for Camden Siegel.
We were talking about it. Where was Siegel as he was the leading receiver, but he's come back strong in the past 2 drives, 2 touchdowns, and right there, nice play by Bray to find him in the seams, wide open, and Siegel able to win the foot race and score the touchdown, putting 6 on the board.
A 45-yard score for Camden Siegel, and his last 2 touches have been touchdowns. And Saguaro with a quick strike, a drive that lasted less than a minute, come back and return to their 3-point lead. 31-28, a shootout on the offensive side of the ball. It's a good old Wild Wild West matchup on the Varsity Show as we enter the middle of the 4th quarter.
When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
How about this one?
This is exactly what we expected. We talked about pregame, this is going to be a high-scoring affair, maybe in the 40s, like, the Sabercats have showcased the first 2 weeks, and it's looking like it right now in the second half.
31-28. It was a slow start. It has exploded in the last 15 or so minutes as Bo Hampton puts one into the turf end zone, and another drive to start on the 20 for Damon Williams, who's played his part on the last drive. It was a slow start for Basha. They woke up behind the legs of QB9.
Yeah, strong first half, struggled in the second half to begin, but, they've really found this up in the last drive, and I think it's going to be more of the same with Williams taking the hefty load of the offensive production.
Seems like Saguaro got the adjustments right at the beginning of the half, and then the offense for Basha came back out and said, hey, we know how to beat you guys, and they were really, really good on that last drive.
Yeah, it's a classic chess match in football. You make adjustments, then they make adjustments. It's back and forth, back and forth. It looks like whoever's had the ball last is probably going to be the winner of this one.
That is what we thought was going to happen before the game. You talked to just the billion media members at this one tonight. They felt like it was going to come down to which quarterback had it last as Williams dodges around and scrambles for 6 on 1st and 10.
You almost take for granted the Williams able to escape the pocket, and you take advantage of that because he's just so great at going past all the defenders and all that. It's just a great play by him.
There's just a natural ability to extend plays. Arizona have a good one in Damon Williams. He's going to get on campus in Tucson next year. He's been saying bear down his whole life as they hand it off to the tailback, and that's the big hefty freshman Noah Roberts once again. Maybe got a yard or 2.
Yeah, big third down for Saguaro. Obviously, with the clock ticking, only 8 minutes left in this 4th quarter. If you can't stop here, you could have a chance to run the clock, and I know Zach Hill will take advantage of the opportunity if he has it.
Sideline wants the crowd to get into it. Under 8 to play in this one on Friday night under the lights. 3rd and 4 for Basha. And the Bears will rotate off of it, move some stuff around. Williams out into the flat for Roberts, and he spins away for a 1st down. Down at the 35.
Yeah, it looked like the Sabercats were sending everyone on that, trying to go on all-man blitz with man coverage on the outside, but Williams was able to stay composed, find him on the flats, get the 1st down.
An exceptional pickup by the offensive line, and Roberts immediately, the bailout man, got lucky and got the ball. It's little plays like that, though, that really are the biggest plays of the game. Those 3rd and short conversions when you need to score a touchdown that keep drives alive. Williams Tries to tuck and run, but got dropped down for a sack. Garrett Martin was in the area. Angel Theus and C.J. Nunnally finally brought him down.
Yeah, a rare sense of hesitation from Williams there. It looked like he tried to step back, but then slipped and fell, and it's going to be a huge loss of gain.
So they go backwards 3 yards to bring up 2nd and 13. Fresh off a loss to Highland. Basha trying to get back in the win column. Down by 3 here. Williams looking. Gio Richardson, first down. Just shy of the 50.
Great play, escaping the pocket, staying composed, throwing on the run, finding Richardson. I mean, that's just picture perfect right there from Williams. We talk a lot about his speed and his agility and his elusiveness, but his arm as well and accuracy is also impressive.
Got on the right side of Omar Lazcano and made it work. So they move the chains, and the clock stops at 6:13. Kind of that point in the game where you do start to eye what kind of number is showing up on the scoreboard. Basha might want to slow things down, give Saguaro less time. Basha might want to go quick so Saguaro can score quick and Basha can come back the other direction. You never know. Out into the flat to shield Blake, and that's caught. Nice quick out from DeMond Williams.
Yeah, you know, I think Basha's just taking to his game plan, just quick throws, quick decisions, and, you know, responding to the Saguaro defense that's struggled so far in the last 2 drives to really contain this explosive team.
Gain of 8 for Blake, a 2nd and 2 coming up. They have entered Sabercat territory. Some hands on hips already, hands on knees for Saguaro on the defensive side. Trying to get a play off on the defensive sideline. Williams, empty backfield. Stepping up, avoiding Garrett Martin at first. Now he's trying to get to the edge. Nunnally scrambles, the ball came out. And Nunnally found the ball, but they say Williams fumbled it, which he did, out of bounds. It'll stay with Basha, a yard short of the first down marker.
Yeah, great play by Nunnally. He was just active, chasing him the whole way, and was able to knock the ball loose, but sadly was out of bounds for the Sabercats.
Good pursuit on the edge, though, from Nunnally.
And we talked about it all game, these 3rd and short situations where Williams has really showcased his, you know, his strengths, his abilities right here. This one is a big one for the Sabercats.
3rd and 1. Roberts is in the game, 6 foot 185, big hefty kid, a freshman. They rotate gaps and they got somebody to move, and Saguaro forced Basha to jump first.
And this has happened too many times for the Bears, where another false start in this 3rd and short situation.
Or did they? They're having a conversation here. A clap of the hands from Owen Pimbert, we'll see. And it is a false start on Basha. Really good stuff at the line of scrimmage. Got the center to jump by the defensive tackle, Brady Cochran. They move it back. It's 3rd and 6.
Yeah, this is like the 3rd time that they've had this in a short situation where they, you know, got the false start, really brought him back. But, you know, other times they've been able to survive those penalties and score.
Penalties in big spots have killed both teams. 5 and change to go in the ball game. 3rd and long. They need to get to the 43. Low snap for Williams. He can extend plays with his legs. Throws downfield. Wide open to Ron Dodd. And he's wrapped up by Pimbert, but he got the first down.
Yeah, if you notice, Williams hesitated for a second. He thought about leaving the pocket and trying to run for the first down, but he saw him around the 30-yard line, about to get open, wanted to attack it, threw it right to him for the first down. Great play by Williams.
And for the 2nd time on this drive, Basha find a way to convert off a great play from DeMond Williams on 3rd down.
Yeah, that's the resiliency that we've been talking about all game, how they're able to have those penalties but still respond to them and get the first down.
The bounce back Bears. Marching on Saguaro, clock on their side, quick out, has his man. It's Gio Richardson who stayed in bounds and eventually got wrangled out on the far sideline.
it's hard to pinpoint, the offensive weapons that are not, Chrisley and Williams have really showcased. But Richardson so far this game, as a receiver has been really good for them.
When they've given him the opportunities, he's been good. There's another flag on the play. It's another one against Basha. They'll have to go backwards. It was Avery Nelson who made the tackle on the 25-yard line, but that's a big one. Basha go all the way back to the 42. A loss of 10 brings up 1st and 20.
If you keep shooting yourself in the foot, it's not going to be hard to win these games. And this is back-to-back times in this drive where they've really, shot themselves in the foot, brought them back, and making it long and 2nd and 20.
First and 20 for Williams, a clean pocket, plenty of options across the middle of the field for Roberts out of the backfield. Noah Roberts. And once again, Basha strike back.
Just wide open. Just a great play to wait for Roberts to get past the secondary, wide open, threw a dot to him, and Roberts used his speed to outrun the secondary for the Sabercats score, take back the lead again for the Basha Bears.
Back and forth we go. 4 minutes and 17 seconds on the scoreboard here on the campus of Saguaro High School. A barn burner ensues as Tynan's kick is up and good. 35-31. Saguaro's got to answer with a touchdown if they want to retake the lead. They're down 4. We are right in the thick of it.
Hi everyone, my name is Jackson Webster and I'm a senior at Arizona State University's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. This semester, I will be joining Varsity Sports Show as the social media manager. I'm excited to promote and make engaging and informative content this semester.
My name is Kyle Krikorian, and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
What's inside you? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it knowledge of the game? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper, running faster, and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center trains the athlete in all of us with technology, techniques, and hands-on experience customized to you. See what you're capable of by unlocking the greatness inside of you.
In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization.
4 minutes and 17 seconds left in this Arizona High School football game of the week. From Saguaro High School, Basha, the defending state champions, up by 4 points. They scored on their last 2 possessions, and Saguaro's going to come out needing a touchdown with the clock on their side, and the offense has been humming behind Mason Bray in half number 2.
Yeah, we've been talking about whoever has the ball last is probably going to win this game. In 4 minutes, 17 seconds now it's a strategy base. So the offense has been clicking, but you don't want to leave too much time for Basha. So it's up to Hill and Bray and this offense to really figure out the balance to be effective here and score, but not leave a lot of time for the Bears.
And it's been a back and forth fourth quarter. If you're Zach Hill, you're calling the plays, you're running the clock. Are you waiting? Are you trying as much as you can to have the ball last? Or are you saying, hey, we're going to score and we're going to figure it out from there?
To begin the drive, you have to play the way that you've been playing because it's been effective in the second half. But once you get inside, the Bear territory with inside that 30, you have to start thinking about the clock.
It's all on the shoulders of Mason Bray as he quickly unloads for a nice, easy gain. That's another catch for Camden Siegel. Gain of 6, maybe 7. he's more of an athlete, but Mason Bray has the vibe of the sheriff, right? He feels sometimes like a Peyton Manning, the way he just commands an offense. He's obviously much quicker, much better on the ground.
Yeah, his composure has been really impressive so far today, not really, succumbing to the pressure of this big game.
As he hands off to Matthews, gets around the edge, and Jaden Matthews in a foot race. Steps out of bounds inside Basha territory.
We were talking about Bray, but Matthews as well has also been great.
And a flag is back down at the 35-yard line, right where the offensive line is huddled, and this one's probably coming back.
Penalties again have been biting the Sabercats in the butt, and right now that's a big play that Matthews is now just negated.
So Matthews had a big play. It gets called back. It was a gain of 26 for Jaden Matthews, and they go backwards to 2nd and 8. So now work to do for the offense. Bray gets the snap, has protection. Now rolls away, is looking for Jacoby Spence, trying to spin away from a guy, and he couldn't. And it is Jack Blyer, because of course it is. The senior linebacker makes a play and brings up 3rd and long.
Yeah, I think Bray was trying to do too much there. Obviously, he's been very successful on the ground, moving, being mobile. I would try and dip it out to Spence, get a couple more yards there, make it 3rd and manageable, but obviously Bray was just trying to make a play there on the ground.
5 yards to go. Got to get to the 30-yard line. They're at the 25. Mason Bray. Mellow as ever on the biggest play of the Sabercats season. Basha brings pressure. Bray trying to get away. There's a flag. It's probably a hold. Bray trying to get to the edge, get to the first down. He got it as he's tackled out of bounds on the Basha sideline. Again, there's a flag back behind the line of scrimmage. Can't see any laundry on the far sideline.
Yeah, you can see the Sabercats offensive lineman sort of looking at the ref right when he threw the flag, so I think he knows that he did it.
And on 3rd and 5, Mason Bray, hero play, scrambles for a first down. But a hold on the offensive line of Saguaro will bring them back and bring up 3rd and 15.
Yeah, this is not the Sabercats offense. Obviously, they keep up the tempo. They do a lot of short, a lot of quick passes on the out routes, but now they got to get 15 yards here.
Check the clock, 2:46 to go. Here on the on-field clock. This is two-play territory at this point?
It has to be. I mean, especially with the explosiveness of the Bears' offense, with Williams and Higgledy, it's just too much for them.
If it's 2 plays, you don't have to go for broke now, and they hand off to Matthews, clearly sensing that was the game plan. Jaden Matthews gets out past the 20 and is brought down at the 23, so 4th and 7 on the way for Zach Hill and Mason Bray. Timeout, Saguaro.
Yeah, they got to think about this. Obviously, this is a make-or-break game. This is going to cost them the game, obviously, and they got to put their trust in Bray and Matthews because those have been the 2 people that keep them in this game and bring them back from their early adversity down, and should be a big one.
What's your best play? That's clearly whatever they're looking for, right?
Yeah, it's their best play they're looking for. I would probably look for it. Spence's speed has been really great. I really like Rinaldi's ability to get loose, get past the defensive backs. So I look for them, but Matthews as well has showcased that he's been able to break away from big speed. So maybe a wheel route, maybe a quick zigzag in the middle of the field to get open. There's a lot that could be played here for the Sabercats.
And amongst all that talent, the one guy you didn't mention, Camden Siegel, who's been the star of this 4th quarter.
Yeah, exactly. Siegel with 2 touchdowns. Obviously been a big part in the second half to bring him back into the game. Yeah, obviously Siegel as well. He's a big body. Obviously could break a few tackles if you need to be. So it's very exciting. A lot of offensive weapons, a lot of choices. Big play right here.
They mark him at the 22. They change the placement of the ball. And so it's 4th and 8. 8 yards to go, 2 minutes and 37 seconds left. 4th down for Mason Bray. Empty backfield for Saguaro. Matthews is in the slot on the near side, Siegel in the slot on the far. And a timeout for Basha.
Yeah, it looked like they wanted to know what the Sabercats were going out as, and they were going 5 out, so now they're going to talk about that on the Bears sideline.
So Saguaro got their chance to game plan, and now Basha and Chris McDonald's defensive staff get a chance to look at what they want to do to counteract it. 4th quarter chess match.
Yeah, the Sabercats have had real success on 5 outs, and they've really been able to use all of the offensive weapons to spread out the Basha's defense, and obviously they're inexperienced, so it's going to be hard to keep track of, Matthews, Rinaldi, Spence, all these weapons, Siegel. So obviously they want to keep them spread out.
Now, if you're Saguaro, do you change your look here?
I wouldn't change it. You had a lot of success with 5 out, and I just feel like that if you got to keep it going. Obviously, even if they know it, I feel like a lot of football is the other team knowing what you're going to do, but it's about execution. It's just executing that play. So I would keep the same outlook heading out there.
We'll see what they do. You have to think the staff would have known Basha would call timeout no matter what Saguaro brought out there, so they might have loaded up with a bluff, and it looks like
they did.
Jaden Matthews, is in the backfield, so they bluffed, and now Basha's got a different set. They're going to have to adjust on the fly.
I would watch Matthews on this wheel route right here. Could be a big play.
4th and 8. Bray from the shotgun. They need to get to the 30. Basha brings pressure. Bray going downfield. Got a man. It fell out of his hands. Miles Lockhart broke it up.
Heartbreaking for Rinaldi. It was in his hands, and he just dropped it. It was a hard catch anyways, with the Bears defensive back right on his back, hitting the ground hard. That was a tough play for anybody.
Basha's best defensive player might have just sealed up a win here tonight.
That was a perfect placed ball, a perfect route. He had the space, but that closing speed, it was just deadly for the secondary.
And they are already in Tainan field goal range, and that's what Saguaro have to hold Basha to. They're down by 4, 35-31, and Damon Williams will come out as empowered as he has felt all night.
Yeah, you want to stay in bounds here. You don't want to get out, stop the clock. You want to stay in bounds, and Williams has done a great job of really controlling the run game and staying where he wants to be.
What a play from Miles Lockhart and Damon Williams. They will put it on the ground and let him go to work. Damian Soki and Fred Parsons in the area as Omar Lazcano joined in too, and they'll credit Parsons with the tackle. Clock will roll, a gain of maybe 4 for Damon Williams.
Yeah, it looks like Hill's going to save his timeouts, wait for the first play to go by.
And the clock will just get wasted away. Hill banking on a stop. His Basha run game has been just really good tonight. Real clean, real easy. It's a low snap, it's bobbled, and the fire drill is picked up by Chisley on the handoff, and he gets forward for 4 still, and now Zach Hill uses timeout number 2 of this second half.
Yeah, that was a dangerous play, almost costly for the Basha Bales, but again, Williams showing his composure, able to handle that adversity, pick it up real quick, hand it to Chrisley, and he almost is 2 yards short, I believe, for the first down, so still a good yard of gain.
So now you got to make a decision if you're Basha here. Not quite yet, but if you get stopped short, the Bears will have to make a decision of, hey, do we kick a field goal and make it a 7-point game, or do we try and put this one ice on 4th and 2? We'll get there when we get there, but that's kind of something that's got to play in Chris McDonald's mind.
Spence has done a really good job on kick return. That had some really good returns. So if you kick a field goal, it's still a 7-yard game, 7-point game. And Spence has done a really good job on kick return to bring it to their own 40, I believe, a couple times. So obviously you got to be cautious of that because you obviously don't want to kick to him, but. I think if, McDonald's obviously, a more, I think, aggressive coach, especially if you have Williams, it's going to offer a lot of offensive flexibility. So if I was them, the Basha Bears, I would probably go for it just because they would have to go 90 yards to take the lead and win. in under 2 minutes.
Minute 37, 2 yards to seal the victory for Basha. Williams and Chisley in the backfield. Mayberry is the H-back. They'll probably try and run behind him. Williams will hand off to Chisley, and he stopped right at the marker. And I think they will move the chains. And that pretty much should seal it up for Basha.
Yep, that should ended up a heartbreaking loss for Saguaro. They gave it all they had in the second half, but that last drive just wasn't enough offensively.
This one had everything a good football game should. Great offense, great defense, defensive plays, exceptional, at times, clock management, even some mistakes as well that you'd expect to see from really good teams, causing the others to get off their game. But it was as advertised tonight.
Yeah, just two great football teams, both top 5 in the state, showcasing why they're the best of the best.
Another handoff to Chisley, turns the legs and carries inside the 10. Will stumble the clock, and they say they got a turnover. They blew that really early. The ball ended up in the hands of Parsons, the Saguaro cornerback, but the referees blew the whistle very, very quickly.
Yeah, almost costly right there for the Bears. Obviously, you're just trying to run the clock down, not to try to do anything dangerous. But, there's 2 times now that they've kind of fumbled the snap, almost turned it over, with Williams right there and then right here as well.
And Saguaro used their last timeout. Just a really good rematch of last year's state title game. Both teams 100% unloaded the playbook. Basha responding from a loss a week ago to Highland that came as a surprise. Saguaro stepping up a level in competition. And both teams showed up tonight.
Yeah, obviously Basha's coming off a loss. They haven't lost 2 games since the COVID 2020 year. So obviously, they don't lose often. And they have 2 losses in the last 2 years. So obviously it was going to be a tough task for the Sabercats to give them the second loss of the season so early through 3 weeks. But they definitely made it a challenge for them.
Up next for Saguaro, it's a road trip on a Thursday, short turnaround against Shadow Ridge. That should be a W for the Sabercats. They'll move to 3-1. For Basha, this is a statement win as they go to victory formation. They move back up into the above 500 portion of the state. They move to 2-1, will stay among the top 3 or 4 in the state of Arizona. They've got Mountain View next Friday. Should be easy pickings for the Bears as DeMon Williams converts the greatest play in football, and this one comes to a close. Basha come into Scottsdale, come into the rematch, the revenge game that Saguaro had plastered everywhere, and the Bears dominate en route to a win. They take on Saguaro, they hold on by 4, an offensive explosion from both teams in the second half, and Miles Lockhart off a broken foot, played in the last one, and maybe makes the play of the game at the end as Saguaro can't quite put enough on the board. Basha are your winners, 35-31, here tonight, week 3 of Arizona high school football. We're going to have a chance eventually to maybe chat with Zach Hill, whether that's live or on air later tonight. Stay tuned to our social media pages on Twitter and Instagram and even TikTok to get a chance. Tanner's busting his butt down there right now to get a chance to talk to Coach Hill. Following the first loss of the Sabercats season, stay glued to Varsity Live postgame after this. We'll have a bunch of guys chatting about all the games around the state in there with Shai Guerra and company. But we will come back and wrap it up after this. 35-31, Saguaro fall for the first time this season. Basha looked every bit of a potential state champion. Saguaro will still have a say in that trophy come December.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
Hi everyone, my name is Jackson Webster and I'm a senior at Arizona State University's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. This semester, I will be joining Varsity Sports Show as a social media manager. I'm excited to promote and make engaging and informative content this semester.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. I love sports and fell in love with sports broadcasting back in high school. I can't wait to bring you my unique perspective because I am on the autism spectrum and sometimes I view things a little differently.
My name is Kyle Krikorian, and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
What's inside you? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it knowledge of the game? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper, running faster, and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center trains the athlete in all of us with technology, techniques, and hands-on experience customized to you. See what you're capable of by unlocking the greatness inside of you.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
Hi everyone, my name is Jackson Webster and I'm a senior at Arizona State University's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. This semester, I will be joining Varsity Sports Show as a social media manager. I'm excited to promote and make engaging and informative content this semester.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. I love sports and fell in love with sports broadcasting back in high school. I can't wait to bring you my unique perspective because I am on the autism spectrum and sometimes I view things a little differently.
My name is Kyle Krikorian, and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
What's inside you? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it knowledge of the game? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper, running faster, and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center trains the athlete in all of us with technology, techniques, and hands-on experience customized to you. See what you're capable of by unlocking the greatness inside of you.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sport. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
Hi everyone, my name.
Back here after the game, Saguaro 35-31. Losers here against Basha. They fall for the first time of the season. Tanner's down on the field with Zach Hill.
In the second half, what was the difference from the first half to the second half?
I just think we got in a little bit of a groove. You know, we kind of saw what they were doing. I think their defense did a great job, kind of mixing up fronts and coverages and bringing some pressures. And I thought they did a really good job. I think we settled down a little bit in the second half and kind of got some things going, both in the run game and in the pass game. Hit a few big plays and, you know, put some points on the board, but just, you know, couldn't finish that last drive, you know, with 4 minutes left. And you know, they forced us to well, really, we forced ourselves because we hit two big plays and they got called back on the penalty, and we just couldn't dig ourselves out.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. Obviously, penalties came in abundance last week, but this week came more of crucial times in third down situations. What do you guys need to do to clean that up?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've got to watch the film and be disciplined in what we're doing. You know, I think another one that pulled us out of a drive was the sneak, you know, down there at the end, and you know, we ended up getting two guys in motion, and that took us out. We had to settle for a field goal when we were going down and you know, most likely scoring on that drive. So, yeah, we shot ourselves in the foot, you know, multiple times and with some penalties, and that's, you know, part of football, but it's part of the learning process too. So, week 3 we continue to get better, and hopefully we find these guys later in the season.
Yeah, obviously after a tough loss, you know, it can be hard to see the positives, but obviously a lot of positives against a top 5 team in the state. What are you guys gonna take from this loss to future in the season?
You know, I just talked to our guys earlier just about using this as motivation for practice and how we handle ourselves and the preparation and discipline in which we do our daily stuff, you know, and just going back to our core values. And this has got to make us tighter. You know, this can't separate us. You know, this is part of football. This is a part of life. And so we gotta get tighter and trust each other and use it as motivation for us to get better.
All right, thank you, Coach, for your time.
Thanks,
Appreciate that. Back to you guys.
35-31, Basha winners here today. Always appreciate the new Sabercat head coach for having a conversation with us. Post-game, his first loss as a high school head coach, and that should wrap it up for us here today. For our entire production team, led by Sammy Rivera, Dorian Zavala, and for my partner, Tanner Tortorella, heck of an interviewer, by the way. I'm Ryan Saguaro signing off. Saguaro fall for the first time in 2023. Basha get back, and both teams are 2-1 after this one.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For